Alexa, play Skyrim.
No!
Every time.
And to be fair, if you're in England, Alexa, what's the weather? It is currently raining.
You shout. Who's?
As opposed to what? That is the answer.
Yeah. Like, Alexa, does it ever not rain in England? No.
Well, Alexa, what's the weather? Why do you want to know? You're still in quarantine.
Look out of your window.
It's something that happens outside.
In Dougie's case, if you're in Scotland, Alexa, what's the weather? It's fucking alright, eh?
Oh, we started already.
Yes.
Apparently.
Fucking shite.
Fucking shite.
It's fucking shiters!
Or Alexa's Ollie from Family Guy. It's gonna be wet.
It gonna rain.
It's gonna rain!
So good afternoon, everybody. Or good morning, no matter where in the world you are. Welcome to the Game On Play Itself podcast with myself, Lard Teammaker, aka Will McKellar. To my bookcase side, it's James Atkinson.
That is not how it shows up on my screen.
No.
No, wrong way.
Allow me, Will,
that way.
Here, I'm gonna.
Let's go
Good
that
morning,
way, then.
everybody.
I'm behind your bookcase.
I'm going to do this
Fine.
because I'm the
You gotta
one
push
who's
it over on
pressing.
us.
Okay. So, hello
No, this
everybody.
one's
I'm
up.
not Lard Teammaker. I'm James, and to my left, you're right, but over there is Will McKellar. Over
Hello.
past him is John S. Reed.
Hey!
Above me is Dougie, the Reverse Pro Gamer. Diagonal from me is our good friend, Mr. Chris Hergelman, also known as Doom.
Good morning, everyone.
To the left of him is Crafty Rebel. And then all the way at the bottom by your lonesome, last but not least, is Letitia the Lemon.
Hello.
I don't know if on the camera I'm still, just intently staring at Rebel's jaw.
Nope, you're looking at Dougie.
You're looking the other way now. We turned
Oh,
around.
baby. Ooh, Dougie. Dougie, you looking fine.
This is weird. I know, like nobody is in the right spots at the right time.
I'm going to start going the wrong way.
And I just don't even have a camera because the tech, all the tech was broken, and I just gave up.
Hey, remember, rule one of TGWPIS, this thing is held on together by duct tape and prayers.
Oh yeah, last
Oh, my
time I was
camera's
here,
backwards.
there
That's
were issues as well.
West Scottish impression ever by Dougie. So yeah, so why are we here? Well, for the simple thing, it's episode 200. We've survived each other for 4 years. Ooh. And we
I want to interrupt this real quick. I
Mhm.
opened up my Twitch, and the first thing that came up was an empty DM, and then a DM to Will from 2017, where he just says, "Please ask a moderator to permit you before posting a link."
And that is the definition of friendship.
Twitch for you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
On the
why-
pulse.
That's why Will doesn't let me be moderators on his channels, because we all know bad things would happen. James, what's this link go to?
I don't care.
I have
I didn't
moderators
test
do
it. I
that
just
sort
let
of
it in.
stuff, right?
Take a look,
True-
and you'll
true
see
story.
a world of pure demonetization. Twitch
We're
will
gonna
ban
have
your
a-
ass without hesitation.
We're gonna have a DMCA.
When you
Just
want to
Need
make
to do the
cash,
letters for that.
but the companies don't.
So
Go
go
to
to
the
OnlyFans
OnlyFans,
to
'cause then you
show
won't be
some
broke.
ass.
DMCA.
We can't do that.
Everybody's
Can we?
getting
Guys, not all getting
DMCA.
There you go. This is a true story. I had to time out Geo Reese's Wave a few weeks ago because on his stream the day before, he had someone come in and post porn links in his channel that showed up, and we were talking about it. And he said something along those lines of, "Oh yeah, I got something," and he accidentally put it in my channel, didn't he? The link that he got.
Amazing. That's incredible.
Oh my
Let me show you this
Time
stuff
out.
you're talking about.
Well,
Good. Top drawer. Top drawer.
Lord, we love you, but we're bringing you down with us.
Like the Hindenburg rule, sort of.
I mean, at least he didn't get you to alt F4.
Mutually assured destruction.
Look, check this out. Whoa!
Yeah, it's like, no, we don't want to see this. No. Abort. Oh,
I mean-
F4.
Will's like,
I'll
I'm
I'll save that for later.
exactly. It's just like, favorite that, then ban him.
You don't want to favour that one. It wasn't even the sort of porn that we would like. I know just because they saw it on GeoStream with the chat. It comes up as a hit. It's like, Jesus Christ, put that away. So what are we going to talk about today? I don't know, really. Random bollocks. I mean, we could have a communal content dump. What we have been playing. Any memories. Big shout outs, that sort of thing. So we might.
Yeah, maybe less of the porn talk.
Getting it all out of our
Later.
systems now.
Yeah.
We once every 100 episodes we just talk about inappropriate things. So
Yeah. I mean,
Needs to
there
be
was the whole.
I would have thought it was once every 100 episodes you don't talk about inappropriate things, isn't it?
Those are usually
Well, when
the
was-
charity
What
streams.
is the insinuating?
It wasn't season 3. Cat Girls from Mars.
There was also what was it? There's Elon's Cat Girls from Mars, and then there was also the petrol stations.
yeah.
Remember the cat girls very fondly.
I think it's our highest
Elon
rated
doesn't fuck it up.
episode.
Not on YouTube.
Is anything rated highly on YouTube? Really?
Well, PG porn is. Yes, there was PG porn as well. That
There was.
one of
Oh
them.
yeah. Well, I think that's a bit of a clickbait title myself. I may have
Maybe a
leaned
little
in
bit.
that one a little bit too hard.
Maybe a little bit.
I think that
It's
one's
sad.
also demonetized because we showed a YouTube video in it. So like YouTubeception happened, and
probably.
it just went no.
You're trying to use someone else's content for your own.
DMCA.
Can't monetize nothing.
It just demonetized.
YouTube goes, do you want to monetize your videos? No, I never want to, because then you're not going to give me anything anyways. So thank you, and I will not take that check.
Yeah, thank you, Drive Through. So, one of the things, right, we got a couple of things to talk about today. And imagine one of them may be coming up in a bit. But Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
Fun fact about Cyberpunk 2077: that was actually the original planned release date, which is why it keeps getting delayed.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Yep, I can
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, I mean,
New
it is
Year's
time
2077. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be
It'll come out the same time as Star Citizen.
About this,
It's gonna be a big year.
Yeah. I reckon that will be when Firefly makes a comeback as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, you're just in fantasy land.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
it's
never
when
gonna
Farscape
happen.
comes back.
Yes.
Oh, those will be the days. I mean, we'll all be probably way too old to actually remember anything.
Think I'll care?
Bionic says release
Listen,
2078.
That'll be the final year of Supernatural.
No, they brought Supernatural to an end. They're wrapping
Damn
it up.
it. Damn it, they've ruined my joke.
Your joke has fell flat there.
I mean, technically, they
Mhm.
haven't finished it yet because they had to cancel the ending. So, they had to cancel the cancellation.
Yeah, it's getting delayed. They're not allowed to stop.
Yeah, we're just going to delay our cancellation for a bit.
Yeah, they were like, "Okay, guys, this joke about you ending is it's gone on too long. We're just gonna have to, stop that now."
It's not
End.
even a horse anymore. It went to that much of a pulp. It's not even a horse anymore. Stop it.
Yeah, even the horse went to hell and back 4 times.
Exactly.
and somehow managed to get away differently each time.
Yeah, there you go. It wasn't the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It was just the same
It's
horse
the
that
4
just kept coming
horses.
back.
When they're done beating all of them, then they're good.
But it is time to play another game of Damn James Called It. Because what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago, James?
It was, let me tell you the exact recording date of the Cyberpunk TGWPIS in 10.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when I called it. I should have had... Do I have it? I do have them saved. I do have their own folder. Wow. Boy, I called this one way early. January 22nd.
Bloody hell.
Oh, wow.
So 6 months ago I called this.
Yep, because it's moved from September 17, just a few days after my birthday, to November 19th. Yes, so we can't even stream some of it as part of Extra Life.
Boo.
But it is closer to a PlayStation 5 release as well.
Yeah, and they're doing like, isn't it like if you get the PS5 and like the Xbox Series X, and it's like you can play it on both?
Yep.
Something? Yeah.
And then you'll get the upgrade for free. So like if you buy whatever version you buy on whatever console, you'll get like the next gen version of it for free.
I think that's decent. I don't think they could
Yeah,
expect
that's what I
people
was
to go
trying
out
to
and
say,
buy
it
these
doesn't
very,
work
very
terribly.
expensive consoles on day one. And they don't want people hesitating on purchasing those games until they get the next console so they can have the better version to play on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes business sense,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Well, it works in their favour. They're not doing us a favour. They're doing themselves a favour to make sure they sell those games. Whoa, I know it's a controversial take. They want to make money.
Are you saying a business?
Wait, that's
want
what
to do
companies
business
is
things?
about?
Yeah, who would have thought they'd be interested in making money?
Disgusting
Yeah.
behaviour from them.
That
wanting to
does-
make
that doesn't-
money.
that-
Keep going.
Doesn't make any
Scandal.
sense. I just
It is one of those rare moments where the synergy of people wanting stuff and companies giving you stuff come together to make both parties happy. So
Exactly.
let's celebrate those rare moments.
It's not
Yeah.
that like CD Projekt Red is the highest is the most expensive gaming company in all of Europe right now. It's not like they surpassed that with their stock shares or anything.
No.
They actually passed
But
it last month.
I'm not surprised, really. Did any see the news wire that they did on, was it Thursday?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Night City thing.
Yeah, the Night City.
Yeah,
It looks good.
it looks good.
It does. It's
really-
beautiful.
Really good. And I was reading an article on Eurogamer yesterday saying that compared to The Witcher, everything is just so dense and so packed in, and there's people everywhere. And it's just an extraordinary feat of gaming that they've pulled off to make this living, breathing city, which we've all played open world games and they give the illusion of having real space. But you always know there's not really that much going on once you start talking to NPCs and things like that moving around. Whereas this actually seems like they've really gone to make you believe you've just been dumped in a real city and all these people are unique and everything else. So if they pull that off, that's going to be incredible.
And
Yeah,
there's
it's like most other games. It's like, oh yeah, you're in a city, but there's like 10 people living there. It's like this is not a
10
city.
houses.
I've seen that kid in that tunic like 8 times already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but the
it's
tunic's like a
this-
slightly
this,
different colour.
Street looks the same.
But I remember seeing that clip of like just being in the middle of the city and there were just loads of people like crossing the road. And it's just like that's what it should feel like. And like every single one of those NPCs has their own sort of daily routine, their own sort of pattern that they follow. And it does just make the world feel so much more lived in. And I'm really excited to like sort of explore that and see what everybody gets up to.
It's the beauty of environmental storytelling because what they're doing is, I mean, is it a lot of work? Absolutely, but it just means it's less dialogue and less stuff that they have to feed to you, because they can be like, Night City is the worst city in America, but then you like, or you could just step outside and you see just how many people are crammed in, how bad the areas are, Or you just go to
Night
LA.
City is the worst city in America. It's empty. They didn't actually do any of what they said. No! This is the worst!
Night City's the worst small town in America.
Fake news.
But yeah, I've not really followed the Cyberpunk games before, but I'm really excited about this one. I've put my pre-order in now. I've succumbed to the temptation. As you know, everybody's going to be talking about this game in November. Everybody, and you want to be a part of that discussion. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't like completely sold on it at first. Like all the E3 stuff I saw, I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'll buy it like immediately. Maybe I'll buy it like later down the line. But then when I went to EGX last year and I saw like their 45-minute presentation on it, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm convinced now. I want it.
You had me at Keanu Reeves. Really?
No,
You
you're
had me at Keanu
breathtaking.
Reeves.
Let me ask you a question about Keanu Reeves. Actually, why does he look more lifelike in Cyberpunk than he does in the new Bill and Ted film?
Yeah.
Good question.
It looks like they've got a CGI Keanu Reeves in Bill and Ted, but they've managed to get the real one for Cyberpunk. There's something wrong with that man. Right now.
That's
Maybe they
precisely what it
did.
is.
I can tell you what
They-
exactly. It's a glitch in the Matrix. We all are actually
Yeah.
living in the Matrix, and Keanu Reeves is just part of the social zeitgeist. He's just a shared hallucination from all of us. So
That does explain a lot.
CD Projekt
I'll
Red
believe it.
has gotten
Kind of the
that and
admin
implemented
software.
it in.
Yeah, exactly. Bionic agrees. Good shout, John. He does look like his face has been superimposed upon himself. Exactly. It's so weird. It doesn't. There's something really off about
It
that
might be
film.
they're trying to do that de-aging thing. You know, the CGI that like
Which
they do-
never works.
which never works. It's like when Carrie Fisher sadly passed away for the last Star Wars movie. Like they got her daughter to come in and like CGI'd Carrie Fisher's face on her daughter because the bone structure was roughly the same. And you're sitting there going like, "This is Uncanny Valley." It's like, it's not.
Don't
It's,
like
it's,
it.
it's like,
Yeah, but that worked. That worked, and it was only for a small bit. I get that, and but it's just if that's what they've done for him in that, that's fine. But yeah, it's certainly, if you want to see a real life like Keanu Reeves, go and play Cyberpunk.
or
Or watch John Wick.
or the
Which
biggest
Wick?
thing, they made him shave the beard.
Oh,
That-
That's probably what's throwing us off.
That's probably what's right. Because
Yeah.
like how much of the like all it's been about the beard for so long that we now see unshaven Keanu Reeves and we're all just like,
Dude, what's wrong with your face?
what's wrong with your face? Yeah, exactly. Just-
There's something missing there.
It's the hidden weights in his beard that are holding his skin down. So,
Maybe
so
that's
when-
where
when-
all his
when the
acting
beard comes
skills
off-
go.
yeah.
All of his acting is stored in his
All,
beard.
all of his acting power is in his beard.
I mean, you don't really need to act
Oh,
for Bill
no.
and Ted. Let's be real here.
This is true. Yeah, it's just kind of a fun little.
What John
Gig.
Wick? You don't need to really act for that. You just need to kick and fire guns.
Which is way more work than acting. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. John Wick.
Well, as an actor, I might have some thoughts on that.
Remember-
Have you ever tried repeatedly kicking
Get a-
someone?
get a
on
soapbox,
your
here we go,
leg
hang on.
like, it's so
Let's
bad.
bring it in. There you go, Tish. Boom. Soapbox.
Remember
Hang on.
the nightclub scene
Have one of these ones.
And
There's
two.
plenty of boxes here.
he did with 102-degree fever. He was super sick, and he did that entire thing. So like all that sweating and physical action you see is like not only the fact that it was very physical, but like he was like physically sick and vomiting in between takes, and he just did it anyways because he said, "No, Wick is in pain. This will work."
Method acting to its
Method,
finest.
yep. Still method.
It's all method.
Then
Big
afterwards,
approval.
laid down and some puppies just laid next to him just to make him feel better.
I mean, that's just the best cure to everything.
Yeah. Remember, John
Except for
Wick-
puppy allergies, not advised.
unless Benadryl is taken beforehand, then totally advised.
Just smother the Benadryl all over your face, and then you'll be fine.
But
Just
yeah, there's a
kinda
ton of
puppy- puppy
cameos
things
now
work
in like
on.
Cyberpunk, which I'm super excited for. I mean, you saw Jesse Cox is in it, Co Carnage is in it. There's a bunch of other streamers and people that they've had that are doing like bit parts. Jesse Cox's character doesn't have any pants on in it in Cyberpunk, which is Well, assuming he has pants on in normal life anyways, right? It's just like, yeah.
Accuracy.
So it just
They go
me
for
It
accuracy.
just gets me excited, like, who else? Because, I mean, if they're building a living, breathing world, they've got to get a lot of different CGI people for that world. Just makes me interested in who else that they're bringing into this.
Who's been snuck in?
I assume they asked all you guys.
No. Come on, I don't worry. I
mean,
haven't gone to
we'd be
Poland
really
yet.
quiet.
I had to say no.
Yeah.
You were in lockdown. You couldn't make it.
I couldn't make it. No, all the flights are shut off. I'd have to go into quarantine. It just wouldn't work. I mean, come on. Look at my face. I look like Basic V anyways. Like, trim my beard down and give me some, like, cyberpunky looking things here, and I'm almost generic main character guy A you'll see about 12 times walking down the street. Give me a tunic and go, all right. I'm going to go walk the field. I saw that guy in The Witcher.
Then like run to the next town, get a slightly different coloured tunic.
Get the floppy
Do it
hat.
all again.
hat this
Video game
time.
NPCs are actually people playing the game on the other side. We've never had any AI programming. It's only just been a bunch of people
We've
on
all
the
seen
other side
Reboot, right?
running and changing costumes. Real people. We trapped them in a virtual world. It's cameras. It's just we toned down the graphics so that it looks unreal.
That's why we haven't seen Norman Reedus in years. He's just in Death Stranding right now while people play that
Yeah,
game.
he's still over there. He's
still
still
in there.
carrying
Just-
boxes.
In the boxes and arguing with
Waiting
Deliveroo
for
about zero
FedEx,
contract hours.
The FedEx contract to run out.
Man, by the way, Kojima called that one, what's it like to deliver packages in a pandemic? Well, I have the game for you. Nobody
Right?
wants to go outside. The world is a ghost town. It's like people are really worried about shit.
That is literally the yep, called it.
Yeah.
Dude
Yeah.
just drops the mic
Funny,
and walks off stage.
Funny,
Jeff Keighley's
people
sitting
were
there
like,
going-
"Oh, this would be so weird if it happened," and then boom.
The prophet of our time.
Kojima's like, I'm gonna make Silent Hill now. We're like, no, don't, please don't.
No.
And it's like, don't do it, Kojima.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's gonna be set in New England. No, oh God, no.
No.
Where can I move?
Well, don't go to Seattle because that's just as bad.
Just like any
That's
like,
our last of us joke there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So, Cyberpunk, looking forward to that. All great, all gravy, all lovely. I can't wait for it. I
Cannot
really
wait.
can't.
They can
And if
Looks
you,
great.
if you want to buy the Cyberpunk chair, it's only £429.
Oh, bargain! I'll buy two.
Keanu Reeves gives you a lap dance when you get it delivered.
Oh, then.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Three.
Gimme.
I'm gonna buy one every month.
I'll
But you
just
can have my
splurge.
lap dance.
I haven't been going anywhere. I've got some budget saved up. Oh, hang on, that stimulus check's in the mail. Perfect. I'm going to stimulate the economy.
Mainly Keanu's economy.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Keanu is the one that's
His
still
economy, my stimulation.
So we'll get in the chair, right? We all agreed.
Yeah.
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 We'll
And
meet
he
back
does
in
anyone
here.
who
Bill and
watches
Ted's
any of our
Excellent Adventure
streams.
Theme. So, right. There's another game coming out very, very soon. Is Crash Bandicoot 4. Is anybody
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, didn't it?
And sort of, there was a leak happening for, hang on. What? Nah, you're having a laugh. Somebody's just made that up, haven't they? And no, it turned out it's real. It's about time. It's coming out October 2nd.
Well, it's about time.
It's about damn time.
Damn it!
Yeah, I remember. I
Wake
remember,
up,
like, I
gamer, we
saw
got
an
boxes to
article
smash.
on that. Like, I saw an article on the announcement of it, like, on my phone, because I have, like, a news thing on my phone. It just, like, pops up articles every morning. And it's like, yeah, Crash 4, no one's talking about it. And I was like, ooh, I know a thing. And then, like, literally later that day, I saw everyone talking about it.
No one's talking about it because everyone's talking about it now.
And now
They were all
everyone's talking
busy
about-
writing the articles.
So I saw this just dropped. Look on Twitter. Go clickbait.
It was that article literally just had the highest words per minute.
But it's not PG porn, is it? No, it's not. So yeah, that one, that was one of the bright sparks of this week.
Hopefully.
Definitely.
I mean,
Cyberpunk
it was
chairs out of
out of the blue,
stock.
nice. I'm not surprised.
I suppose there's only so much Keanu to go
No.
around.
It's like,
Yeah.
so hang on. We may need to tag her in this, but Holly. Hello, Holly. Hi, it's your friend here, Will. Hello, how you doing? You right? Don't suppose you guys have any, cyberpunk gaming chairs, do you?
Smooth.
Asking for a friend.
Thank you.
We'll accept the ones without the lap dance included. We're not fussed.
Yeah, Keanu.
Well, you're not fast.
We'll accept the lap dance without the chair as well.
Yeah.
I'll take anything at this point.
I'll take a mild prod on the shoulder at this point. Yeah.
I'll take a friendly handshake. Anything I can get.
I'll take her. You're breathtaking.
Just an attaboy.
I'll even take an Iron Brew at this point. Yeah.
Hey.
And then there's one other thing that James wanted to talk about. I brought up. I'm sure you'll all be, your wallets will be quivering as he says this one. So I'll just
Steam Summer Sale. It's here.
Ah.
The summer sale.
Summer sale is here. Get ready, everybody. It's that time of year.
Yep.
It's that time of year where I sadly look at all the top sellers and go, own it, own it, own it, own it, own it, own it. Free to play. VR, own it, own it, own it. Shit. I paid full retail for these.
It's that time of year where everybody's backlog just gets even longer.
I don't even want to look at the numbers.
It's fine. It's fine.
Where I look at a game and I go, "This isn't a survival game." Flips table.
this game is bullshit. Kicks the table over.
I can't craft in this.
They said tropical
damn it, where's my
forest.
house
This is
flipper too?
temperate.
Yeah, that's more like me. They said this was about Vikings. These are clearly Picts.
I said Visigoths. Visigoths. Not the Tengri. Basically settled in Hungarian and became the yeah.
So
Well, you
any
see
of you
They said this was steampunk, not diesel.
By the way, the Crusader Kings 2 on sale with all of the DLC. Probably still
Sonic Generations 75p.
What's
Sonic
75p?
Generations, and one that isn't as bad as Sonic 06.
Sorry, you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sonic 06 is great.
How is
Sonic
this game
is one of the
still around?
best games
I
of
have
all
no
time.
idea.
Sonic 06 is one of the greatest games of all time. It's a
That's
Metacritic of
unbelievable.
95. I don't know. I haven't looked.
Metacritic was around in '95.
IGN voted it 9 out of 10. It's terrible.
Worst game of the year. Oh god.
Fucking abomination. Yep.
I kind of want to look at the Metacritic now.
It's,
Just
I mean,
to see what
it's
it
probably
is.
in the running for greatest game ever alongside The Last Guardian.
But remember,
Yes,
people,
I went there.
Euro Truck Simulator, $5.
Ooh.
Mm.
The DLC totals up to like 300.
Yeah, that's also true.
Hey, don't diss Euro Truck. Right.
Hey, at least it's not Train Simulator 2019.
I have that game.
Oh yeah, but all different lines.
I think I have that
DLC.
one.
See,
But
my
I would-
train simulator is life.
That's what you're gonna
I'm
say.
on far too many trains.
My train simulator was Monopoly.
No, that's Geos.
I got upset. See, I got upset. I bought this game called Tuber Simulator, and I thought it was going to be just experiencing riding the tube, but it was about being a YouTuber. Worst game ever. Return
have been
product,
so
false
disappointed.
advertising.
Yeah, no, I got this. They advertised it to me as a potato simulator.
Right, I've got the Metacritic up for Sonic 06.
Oh,
Any
boy.
guesses?
6.8 out of 10.
54.
No, it's 44.
7.
Oh,
I'm gonna
John's
put it in the
close.
70s.
It was 46
Ooh.
with a user score of 4.7.
Wow, even the Sonic fans aren't a fan of it.
Nope.
And they defend their territory. They defend that lore. His girlfriend's human. Yeah, that can happen. What?
I mean, in
Hang
real
on.
world, that would be considered bestiality, but apparently it's fine in video games. So,
It's Sonic.
yeah.
Sonic.
I mean, he's also
I-
15, so, that's not weird, him having a human girlfriend.
Don't worry, we have games that have Italian plumbers eating mushrooms, growing bigger, and breathing fire.
And on turtles, so I suppose, yeah. You gotta
We have cars driving fast around tracks. I mean,
Mate,
how
that's
unbelievable is that?
That's part of the Pixar cinematic universe. You've got to get into the whole lore on that.
And they're not
Yeah, the
going
entire development.
left.
Yeah.
They take right turns. I don't understand this.
Right turns.
What do you mean the
Guys,
tracks aren't oval?
That's
horrors come to a new level.
I know. Humanity.
So has anybody picked up any games in the sale then?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No.
I
I
don't
got
know.
gifted
Did the
one.
price change?
I
I
got,
got
It didn't
one.
change yet. Buying it. Yes.
I got
Pick
gifted
your vampire.
for my birthday. Metro Exodus, the gold edition.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
So I can go and do exactly what I was expected to: make bad Russian accents while playing a game.
Perfect.
At least it's
That's
in
really our dream.
It is really our dream. But hey, but you want to know what? I have played Metro 1 and 2, and I played them the real way you're supposed to play them, in Russian with subtitles. There's just something about that game that just screams you need to play this in Russian.
No,
Also
I'm
because
just
I
gonna
wanted to
take
hear
my time
Suki
with
Blatt a
subtitles.
lot. Suka! The true experience. Let me go buy my bottle of vodka.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I looked at my wish list and went, too high in price, too high in price. Don't really want that yet. Too high in price, not on sale, not on sale, not on sale. Not out yet, not out yet. Too high, no. So, because I think I'm not burnt out with buying stuff, but I was looking at it and, when Robin will back me up on this, we recently bought the itch.io stuff.
Yeah.
And you have like over 1,400 bits in there. That's your backlog for like 10
About
years.
1,700, yeah.
Wow.
It was insane.
Including
So-
one of the best named games I've ever heard, Dungeons and Lesbians.
It was either that or
What?
one of the other ones. I knew one of those was coming.
What?
Yes. You played it yet?
No, I
that's
started to see Eurogamer play it yesterday as part of their Pride stream. But yeah, I was like, is this going to be like a top-down? Sort of hack and slasher?
That's,
Top down's being the wrong expression for.
yeah,
that's
choice
what I
of
was
words here,
thinking as well.
phrasing.
Yeah.
All right, isometric then.
There we
Okay,
go.
we can
All right. I'll admit I buckled a bit. I picked up Battlezone because that was like 75% off, and Slime Rancher. And
Oh, that's
also,
a good one.
yeah, well, it's from
That's a good one to
it's
chill out to.
well, my daughter's been playing the NatWest game Island Saver, so
Okay.
and then she's finished that, so go and play the actual proper game now, rather than the bootleg free game that a bank released. So there you go. So I've treated it to that. Also, I've already got this, but somebody pointed out to me, Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball. You can get a 4-pack for £1.60.
Wow.
Bloody
And
hell.
it's a very fun multiplayer game if you haven't played it. I mean, what it's about is in the title. So
Friday free play.
My brain can't even comprehend that title. There was just
No,
so much in there.
Alliteration.
Robot.
Words
There's
slipping
robots.
fell
There's
away.
it's
Okay.
roller derby. It's in a
Okay.
disco, and you're playing
Okay.
dodgeball. I mean, there you go.
Got
It
it.
sums it up beautifully.
Oh, that was the one you and Tracker were playing, wasn't it?
yes, we
first?
played it in his last
Uh,
Tracker versus thing, and he beat me, but we'll not discuss that.
We'll move on.
We don't need the
Netcode.
semantics. It's fine.
It's a
When in doubt, blame the
Tracker.
netcode.
What? F4.
Yeah, oh, an F4 Tracker.
That's how you do the special move.
But it's a really fun multiplayer game. So yeah, I do recommend that if you've got 60p to spare for yourself. You know.
60
It's
pence?
69. 69, dudes.
Nice.
Hey!
Nice.
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 Probably needs to.
What about you, Juggy? Have you bought anything from this summer sale extravaganza?
No, I was just looking through my wish list. I saw that Planet, is it? Not Planet, Planet Coaster, is it? It's like £7.
That's a pretty good price.
Planet Coaster is £7.49, 75% off. And that Black Mesa is 35% off with £9.74.
I'm tempted on that,
Mm.
but I've never played the original Half-Life, and I want to do that first, so then I can see what they've done to it.
Fair enough. I'm like one of those people that I've not actually like finished any Half-Life games. Like I played a bit of the first one, but I played it when I was a lot younger and I just didn't understand what was going on. So I just gave up because my tiny child brain couldn't comprehend anything.
Why are these crabs after us? Why are they looking sideways? Why are they jumping at my face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just left it. Just like, nope.
And there's
I'll go
also
back to all my
one.
colourful platformers.
Yeah.
There's also one I quite fancy, which is called Not for Broadcast, which is just been updated with a lockdown update, and it's £5.69. It's 50% off in the sale.
Oh yeah, this
Sweet.
is.
Interesting.
It's basically you're a TV editor, and there's a TV show going on, and you have to try and edit the footage of the live interviews and things that are going on. So it's FMV stuff.
So
But
it's
then
BBC Simulator 2020.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
some of the guests are not exactly great, and some of the questions that get asked aren't great. So there's like reactions. You've got to, if someone's disgusted with the reaction face, you've got to kind of take it off and move it on to the questioner or whoever. So there's like different things to do. So I quite fancy that one.
Or I guess it's
Yeah.
completely wrong in the first place. It just sits there.
I'll pop up my wish list.
Yeah, just that.
All the reviews are overwhelmingly positive as well. So for an early access.
Yeah, I saw some of the gameplay for it. It's pretty neat.
You can actually play the prologue of it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like,
I should give it a go.
yeah. So there you go. Like if you want no investment, it's also been done by Tiny Build Games. They publish them.
Yeah.
So,
Tiny Build are usually good.
yeah. Tiny Build, Pathologic, Mr. Shifty, Party Hard, Speedrunners, Secret Neighbor,
Speedrunners, really good.
Cluster
Yeah,
Truck.
they've got some good titles.
Cluster Truck, yes.
Remember, publisher. Final Station. That was a good game too. The Tiny Build has got some good. I guess you would say like they're an indie publisher, really.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think they do curate good indie games to put out there.
Yeah.
Other stuff.
Sorry, I'm just looking through like their library.
Yeah, don't worry about us, guys. We're just scrolling through Tiny Build's catalog now.
Well, they've got that Secret Neighbor as well. That's
Mm.
kind of like one of these, prop hunt type things where you've got to run around and kind of like Friday the 13th, but you can disguise yourself as one of this bunch of kids. One of them is a neighbor, being creepy, I suppose. But they're just adding a level editor to it as well.
That'd be
Onyx says
interesting
he's picked
'cause
up 5
that's like
VR
a really
games.
quirky game.
5 VR games? That's not.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get Alex? That's the important one.
Alex is so good, but I already had that. That's on sale as well.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't have
Boneworks is on
VR.
sale too.
Alex is the only game I've ever made me think about getting VR. But
I
went
just
for
picked up
Boneworks over
Battlezone
Alex.
because it can be played in VR. So that's
The
I've
only
been
thing-
on my wish list for a while.
The only thing that I took away from watching Achievement Hunter play Half-Life Alex is that the marker pens work. That's all I took away from it, because they were just using the marker pens, scribbling on everything.
That's
Mhm.
that's the main objective of the game. You just got to write things on Windows.
there was
Makes
Um,
sense.
I love that.
And TV screens as well. Don't forget the TV screens.
And the TV screens. Yes, I'm so sorry. But then, what I like to do, because this really sets out the kind of personality I am, I put all the marker pens in the box and put the lid on it before I move on.
Oh no.
I saw somebody.
Don't leave them lying on the floor, mate. You put them back where they came
Yeah,
from.
Did you make sure that all the lids were on the pens properly though? Because there's nothing worse than when you don't quite, fully click it and then they all dry out and then it's just really
Oh
sad.
yeah, that's a good point.
Yep,
That's
you
a good
need the
point.
click.
That is truly the worst thing ever.
You just put the wrong color lids on.
Moss, Box
Oh,
VR, Golf Club,
no.
and Star Trek. Yeah, Bridge Crew is a lot of fun in VR.
Star Trek, yes.
Love Bridge Crew.
Yeah.
So
I remember when
as
I went
far
to
as
Star
VR
Trek last
goes-
year, they had a VR game there. It was really cool. But
Still
I was
haven't
too
managed to
busy.
defeat the Borg yet.
They are inevitable.
I remember.
But hey, if
Resistance
Janeway's
is
taught us
futile.
anything, you can defeat them with coffee.
yes, you goddamn can. As the coffee night, I approve this message.
I can't
Number
remember
one,
what the
I
game
order you
was.
to load the gold blend.
I can't remember what the game
Um,
was, but it was like so long ago. It was a Star Trek game, and like the very first mission, you had to go up and like fucking death grip this guy, but for some reason it wouldn't work. So every time he just turned around and killed you, and I was stuck in this loop for like
Is
I
that
don't
that
know
Star
what
Trek
it was,
Chris,
because I
the
was
Chris
very
Pratt
young,
movie
very
one?
determined.
Not Chris Pratt, Chris Pine.
yeah,
that's
the
a
Chris
different
Pratt
Star
Star
Trek
Wars
movie.
movie.
The worst part is like I hear that and I'm like Chris Pratt Star Wars. I think it's like not Chris Pratt from like Guardians of
Yes,
the
I
Galaxy,
did it.
but Chris Pratt from like Parks and Recs. He's just like. It's just Andy the entire time, just like.
I remember there was like an old Star Trek game on the PS2. It was Voyager Elite Force, and
Yes.
it was one of the first person games I'd ever played.
Right.
And I thought like I'd be confident, like just go in there, play the game 'cause it's Star Trek. I like it. Didn't bother learning the controls, and the first ladder I came to, I didn't realize you had to actually press a button to grip onto the ladder, so I just fell to my death in the first 5 minutes of playing the game. It was delightful.
A Tom Marrott death, if ever we've seen one. Let's go.
Yeah, so then I thought maybe I'll go and learn the controls and actually do the tutorial. And then I played the whole game, and it turns out you can't have more than 3 enemies on screen at once, otherwise you're in hell. Because lag.
Oof.
Sheesh. I had a great time with that game,
Limitations
I
of the
must admit.
time.
It was a good game. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. And it had a good multiplayer on it as well. It
I
had,
never got to do them.
all sorts of different modes, capture the flag and stuff like that.
Ooh. It was
Weirdly, I downloaded this a couple of weeks ago so I can play it again.
So I seem to remember like there was a point and click Star Trek game that was out.
Well, a team-based one.
Brid-
Or Star Trek Armada.
Armada
Yeah, it's
was
just
the
like,
RTS.
you know,
Yeah.
where you just
Yeah.
sort of, it's more of a point and click sort of quest based one.
Bridge
Wait,
Command.
Oh, you mean Final Unity?
I don't know. It was very sort of the first original cast of Trek in this one.
Oh, Star Trek 25th Anniversary. Oh my god, I sound so sad that I know all these games.
I'm right behind you.
You're fine. You're
25th
fine.
Anniversary and Judgment Rights were the original cast, and they were actually voiced on the CD-ROM versions as well.
Because I remember watching Chris.
There's a lot of Star
play them,
Trek
and I'm like,
games.
So yeah, they were actually quite fun as well, and you had to actually sort of pilot the Enterprise in arguably dogfights. But that was a bit of a naff part of the game in retrospect. Barnick says Klingon Academy was the first Star Trek game I played, but Disc 3 was so balked I couldn't finish it. Disc 3? How many discs was this thing on?
Oh,
That was
That's
my
one I never
problem with
played.
Legend of Dragoon. I got to disc 4 and it was just so screwed up I couldn't beat it.
I have a
Too
fun story
many
about
discs.
about Final Fantasy 9. So because it's like a game that like one of my best friends loves, and I was like, I've not played it in a while. I'll buy it. So I bought it from a retro game shop back when I was at uni, and it only had 3 of the 4 discs,
oh.
and I was
Oh,
very
brutal.
sad
one is gone.
because I've not played that game in a very long time. So
You
I
got
thought
the
I'd revisit it.
Supernatural edition of
Nope.
Final Fantasy.
It had discs 1, 2, and 4. There's no disc 3.
Oh.
Oh,
So you got the
that's
Quentin
So-
That's even
Tarantino
worse.
version.
Oh my god!
Yup. And like
Happy
I barely
days.
remember anything about Final Fantasy IX, so I wanted to like play it again, but I don't even remember what was on disc 3. But never mind.
That's okay.
I have
download
some
from
of
the
it.
store.
It's
Like, I
on
wanted,
sale right now on the Steam Summer Sale for $10.
Yay.
Hey, but I wanted
S-
like the authentic PS1 experience because at that point, like I had a PS. I still have a PS1, but like at uni, I was like, I'll buy some PS1 games because we've got an old store here, and you know they have hundreds of them. But yeah, I regret that purchase.
Haunts you to this day.
Yep. And I still
the
have
feeling.
it. I'm looking at it now. My incomplete
grim
Final Fantasy
reminder.
9.
Oh.
So there you go. There's our hot takes on the Steam Summer
Yep.
Sale then, I guess.
Mhm.
Yep. It just meandered into Star Trek talk.
Star Trek and Final Fantasy 9 chat.
Exactly. I think Good Old Games is doing a sale too because all the other ones do. So if you really want to buy some of these old school games, like on Star Trek, you can.
Hey.
On an unrelated note to Star Trek, but a related note to VR, I'm thoroughly disappointed in the number of survival games that are in VR. There's really
Not enough.
2, and one of them is a meme because it's hand survival, and all you have to do is eat a coconut for the night and not freeze to death, and that's it. That's all it is.
Yeah, that game was very lackluster. Like, I don't do VR because motion sickness, but I watched
Yeah.
Markiplier play it, and I was just like, that can't be the whole game, surely. No,
That's
it
the
was,
entire thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just eat a
There's another
coconut,
one.
light a fire, done.
There's another one I haven't played yet. And I picked it up, but it's a zombie survival, and it's like super bright and colorful, and I'm like, well, I want more survival games that are just bright and colorful.
It almost makes the apocalypse so much more bearable.
Yeah. I mean, I have my real apocalypse survival gear outside, you know. And it's just, you get your farm going, you get your forge going, you get just get it all going.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
we
we
have
backpack.
where I live, we have the crazy old guy who has just tons of guns and the Dusenhausen. So yeah, I can easily arm and have a stockpile of weapons like not half a mile down the road that I know I can get. Most of them probably illegal automatic weapons too. So
Yeah, you've got the raider start. I've got the
Yeah.
the farming start. Yeah.
we combine them together, we can make a successful community.
It's very true, very
Perfect.
accurate. You know, we've got a fresh water supply. We got a lake right down there. We got brooks and streams and rivers. We're good.
Cows right up the street from me.
Oh, absolutely. And family friends with people who raise bulls, so we got the experience.
And we have a Lidl.
Yay!
So
There's one for you. It's one called Hand Simulator Survival.
Yeah, that was
It's
that one.
39
The entire story is just survive for one night, and that's it. That's the whole game.
Yeah, but you have to the way you use your hands is you've got to use the mouse wheel. So you've got on the left and the right mouse clicks. So when you press shift, you change it. So you've actually got to move your hand up like that, go down, grab something, look it back. Then especially if you've got to try and use a gun to aim it. So there's things that people it's funny. But
Sounds
so it's
horrific.
basically 7-year-old want to run away from home simulator and camp in the backyard.
Yeah,
well,
pretty much.
It's set in a where is it?
Like I'm running away from home. You go in like the backyard and like the tent that they have set up there. I'm not coming back.
I put it in the chat.
I would run away, but I'm not allowed to cross the road. Okay, we all did it.
Oh yeah,
So,
this one.
I have to
You
say,
play multiplayer.
Yeah,
There's also Hand Simulator by itself, which is about the same price, and you know it's kind of like you do multiplayer, and it's like Mexican standoff. So you've got to use. There's a gun on the table, and you've got to use your one hand to go down to pick up the gun, bring it back up, turn it, and then try and put a bullet in with the other hand while holding it, and then try and point it at the person across the table from you. It's fun. It's hilarious trying to do
Yeah,
it.
I've seen that, like seeing the people like with the revolver in particular trying to load each bullet into it. It just
Eesh.
looks like a nightmare.
Man, Fly Simulator reminds me of that. I mean, PlayStation 2, the era of weird games on consoles. They have the game called Fly Simulator. It reminds me of like that PlayStation 2 game that came out. It was like you were a fly in like a 3D animated Japanese household, and you were like tormenting like the family. And it was like almost like you had like different parts of the body you had to land on to suck blood.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mosquito.
I think
Mr.
I
Mosquito.
remember that.
Mr. Mosquito.
Yep, I remember Mrs. Mosquito.
I had the demo for that from PlayStation Magazine when they used to bring you the discs that had all the demos on them.
Oh,
was
I
on the
have
one with
so many
Maximo.
of PSM demo discs. I have so many of them. Those were the good old days. Do you remember cheat books? Those were a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And to
they were
type out
great.
games. I know, that's
And
too
like
far.
how the GTA cheat codes would take up like 5 pages.
Yeah. So how many paragraphs is this? One cheat to get infinite ammo?
What was the name of that cartridge thing you used to be able to stick inside the top
Action
of it?
replay, Game Genie.
That's the one. To the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, and then you put the game on top of it.
Yeah, we went
back
to
in the day.
extreme lengths to do some stupid cheats back in them days.
hmm
I
you
love
just
putting
go to
this
the
cheat
Nexus
code. The
modem.
color palette's slightly broken. Woo!
It's now completely monochrome, but it was before. Oh,
But it's a different color of monochrome.
oh God, we've gone full sepia. So that's the content dump. Unless anybody has anything to add. Anybody know anything? Do you want to add?
No,
Uh,
Oh,
no,
good
nothing
games.
that I can think of.
no.
Okay, fair enough.
We are not responsible for the games that you do or do not buy on the Steam Summer Sale. Any recommendations that we make are completely devoid of that. If you make any purchases and regret them later, don't blame us.
Other
Star Trek-
games
yeah.
are available.
Star Trek's Big Bridge.
Any complaints? Go to Tom Merritt.
At ti- You can find me at Tom
I'm just
Merritt.
waiting for James that. And our complaints department, Chris.
Well, our complaints department. Well, they're here, most of them,
Exactly. Most of the
especially head of complaints, Dougie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Reverse programmer. Head of complaints, reverse programmer Dougie. James said this. Why are you yelling at me for what James said?
So we were told you'd help us out, Dougie, and you haven't. You're just staring at us as if you completely know nothing.
Wait, that's my job.
So let's get on to what we have been playing. And I think Dougie, you should go first on this one. What have you been playing recently, matey?
This week, well, mainly I've been playing and streaming the Last of Us Part 2, which I will not go into any detail whatsoever. I think I'm about 15 hours into it, and I am loving it so far.
Yeah, he's very good, isn't he? What we will say is there's a blend of pure violence and brutality in there. And
Yeah,
this sort of really sort of quiet
looting and finding stuff.
Again, I still don't have enough to craft a part of this weapon. Give me some more.
Yeah, I know.
I've 3 quarters away now.
It's almost like there was apocalypse and resources were scarce.
It is, isn't it? Damn them.
I think.
So yeah, so 15 hours in, I think I know roughly where you'd be on it. But again, because we want to try and sort of tiptoe around spoilers, again, it's going to be very vague, that one, isn't it? So yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? Yeah. She does stuff, doesn't she? Yeah.
At
Oh
least
yeah,
in the
remember
game.
that thing that she did?
Was that what you
Yeah,
played?
I don't want to say anything because where I am at the moment it's just got really fucking. It's just starting to go dark, and I'm like, but then it was dark to be in the middle bit, and then it was dark near the beginning, and but I'm not saying anything else because I'm going to spoil something.
Just like,
But it's pretty brutal at points.
Yeah, even the deaths that you have against you in there are some pretty brutal moments. Like having an arrow shot through you. It's like, oh my, that's yeah. Let's move on from that.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing many other games.
Would you say The Last of Us? Would you say if you are averse to horror games, could you still play this?
Well, I kind of am averse to horror games, but my audience like me to jump scare a lot. Which, to be fair, I can do it. I can do it any game.
You do it, rabbits.
Well, it looks. I mean, I don't have PS4, so I won't be picking it up. But it does look like a compelling game. But I'm not a massive fan of going into a game willingly just to have jump scares thrown at you and stuff like that. So.
No, the story is pretty gripping, especially if you've played the first one and then you carry on with it, and the DLC. You know, you're invested already as you go into it.
I think from somebody who played The Last of Us 1, I think it's not really a horror game more than it is suspense. It's like they do very well in the storytelling of like when you're in this I'm going to talk about Last of Us 1, okay? So that way we're not going to spoil anything there. By the way, if you haven't played it yet, too bad. The Last of Us 1.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Spoilers for a game that came out at the beginning of the console generation. Oh my god. So Last of
Cover
Us
your ears, guys.
1, when you played as Joel, they did a great job of like when you were in the quote horror sections, like there wasn't really maybe there's like 2 jump scares in the entire game, but it builds it up to the point where you're on the edge already. So you're waiting for the jump scares because you've already had this heightened tension because of what's going on and how the game is developed. So they built that suspense in. So they're not just doing it to be cheap either. Like they're there as actual plot and story-driven devices. Yeah,
it's very Hitchcock in that sort of sense of it's what you know could be coming up rather than what's actually going to happen.
That's the impression I get. It sounds really good.
Yeah, I think with The Last of Us, it's more about the story and the character development and the performance of the actors rather than the whole sort of horror, jump scary, gruesome moments of it.
At points, it's more like a full-on interactive movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. but the interactivity is a lot more than just like a Detroit Become Human sort of
Yeah.
thing, where you just go, ooh, or in like a walking simulator, like and everyone's gone to the Rapture. It's much more interactive in that case if it's a movie. Jump scares wise, I've had one. I've had one big one in Last of Us Part 2, but in terms of horror, yeah, no.
That's fair. I mean, to be fair, Yoshi's Woolly World gave me a jump scare, so if you allowed a couple.
I jumped at my own shadow in Destiny 2. And a rabbit in the Walking Dead Telltale. I'll never live that one down.
Nope.
I mean, that one. I mean, anything could be a zombie, so really, you would be justified in that.
Well, there was a rabbit.
It was just a fluffy thing that came out of a shadow, out the side or something. I don't know why it was there, but it's there.
With a rabbit of back Ragnarok for its nasty, big, sharp, pointy teeth.
Don't trust that bunny.
I wouldn't.
Get the holy hand grenade.
Yeah.
The only time you're safe from rabbits is in God of War.
I jumped at that as well. Was that the one that goes, "Isn't that a nice bunny?" And then just goes,
"Yep." The video.
Oh, that moment was iconic.
So, is that all you've been playing, Dougie?
Mate, well, we played GTA for the first time, GTA 5 for the first time last night. I can't remember any of the controls, and I don't know. I mean, I've never even finished the story, and I've had it on Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PS4.
But are you going to get on PS5 or Xbox, whatever, was it, One X Scorpio?
Well, I think, is it... Well, it might, I don't know. I think we'd have to pay for it again. They said it's going to be free for online. So I think they're going to charge you for the GTA 5 for the next one. Because remember that you could upgrade it from 360 to PS4, or you could change it over to each one all your stats.
I have it on PC. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think it was.
I got it free as well from Epic. It was on the Epic store for a couple of weeks free.
Yeah, I think it was that you could transfer all of your online stuff. So if you had a level 200 character on the 360, then you could move it to the one.
Yeah. They let you do that, but then you couldn't do it over to the 1 to the 4. So
yeah, it was just sort of an upgrade of that console.
So at the moment, I'm just kind of busy waiting. I think we're waiting for July, aren't we, for the next Xbox announcement to make sure that they see what they're going to do for whether they have Lockhart, if that's a thing, which I think it is now, but and the Xbox One X, because I'm kind of leaning towards the Xbox One X at the moment for getting first, because I wouldn't be able to get the two at the same time. I wouldn't be able to get it.
Yeah, it'd be nice for me personally to have both, because I've not had an Xbox in years. The only time I play is if I play on someone else's. So it'd be nice to have both of the next gen consoles. But being a PlayStation crazy person, I will buy the PS5 in a heartbeat. It looks so good.
It does, doesn't it? It's like we looked and went, ooh.
Yeah.
Does it come in
when
black,
I was... Ooh, that's a good question.
The one with the disc just looks a wee bit weird with the little...
It does.
The disc, the digital one looks beautiful, but if they, I don't know, even if they just made it, either side to kind of make it either side, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does look a bit weird, but there are some games that it's I want a physical version of. I don't think I could ever go fully digital, because I like to look at my collection of games. Or sometimes if I go to a convention, I like to get some of them signed, and it's well, you can't sign a digital copy. So I would like the digital one, but
I would be going if I was going to get them both. I would be getting ones with discs.
yeah. So there will
Yeah,
always be some games that I will want a disc.
I still prefer physical over digital. Just out of habit, I guess. I'm just an old-fashioned guy. I like to have it in my hand. I like to look at the artwork. Not look at an icon on a screen.
I got burned on
Yeah,
the
like
last
some-
physical
Especially when
copy
you
of
look
the game I
behind you,
bought.
John.
I'm staring
Nice.
at it right there. The last physical game I ever bought.
You
It's Fallout 4.
Yes.
Just worked. But I got a Pip-Boy staring at me.
I'm still trudging through to get my platinum on Fallout 4. And it's my Friday streams, and we're getting there slowly but surely.
It just works. It just works.
I think I actually made that joke yesterday on my stream, but I can't remember the context of it because I was just like, in the wise words of God Howard himself, it just works. But I can't remember the context.
Context is optional in this podcast. Literally in the rules. Literally in the chat rules. That's
Yeah,
the
basically
tagline.
the only context was I was playing Fallout 4 yesterday.
That's the only
That's
context
the
you need.
context.
That's the only context you need.
I mean, that's quite
This is
normal though
true.
for you, isn't it? It's like, So I was playing Fallout.
Listen. Listen. You're right. But hey, Fallout 76 is my off-stream game. Fallout 4 is my on-stream game, okay? There's a difference. In that I have the platinum in 76 and I don't have the platinum in 4. That's the one difference. Other than that, they're the same.
Played that game long enough to get achievements?
There's achievements in that game?
I've put like over 500 hours into 76. I love it.
Okay, that's fair.
Isn't it an achievement
It's
for it
so
to
good.
work?
Yeah, it's called It Just Works.
Yeah, it just works.
It just works. I hope that they make an achievement in one of his games. Or they make like a Bethesda game that has an achievement, but a sub-quest is It Just Works.
It would be amazing.
They put Skyrim
They
on
should just
Alexa.
make that the subtitle for the next Elder Scrolls game. Just Elder Scrolls 6. It just works.
We're releasing the we're releasing the Bethesda mod shop called It Just Works.
Crash Bandicoot 5, published by Bethesda. It's about time it works.
The physics in that game will be amazing, top notch.
Yeah. They really
The
could have
physics
had
are
it this
fun.
work
When
as
your
a,
physics are tied to the frame rate of your game. That's
So what was that, Robin?
I was just thinking that they should have had It Just Works as an achievement for Sims 4, considering how Sims 3 was literally just one massive bug in itself. It just didn't work. It just still doesn't. It just didn't even bother patching it. We're like, yeah, we're just gonna make a new one. It's fine.
Babies will no longer be eternally stuck to the hand of your Sims while driving.
Yeah, just mulligan that game and then
Yeah.
get the next one out.
but the Spiffing
my
Bread has
God.
gotten so much content out of it.
It was like on my particular one, unicorns would break the game. So it was like if you saw one, just gone. That was it. You were never playing that save file again.
So, is that all you've been playing, Dougie?
The only other one I got given a key for is a game called Skell Attack,
Right.
which is like a 2D platformer with a little bit of RPG in it, and also some of the jumping platform levels are like some of them are you get given you get given a little bat that comes with you and your wee skeleton, and your sort of dungeons and things are all getting invaded by humans, and you have to try and ward them off. And sometimes the bat can lift you up, and then it becomes like that Flappy Bird, and as soon as you hit anything up or down, you're dead. It's pretty brutal. Those wise, if that's your type of game, then I think it's pretty good. But It wasn't for me because I've used to done it. But apart from that, that's all I've been really playing.
Fair enough. Next to Chris. What have you been playing, matey?
Oh boy, I've been playing quite a handful. I have been doing some VR workouts and getting myself a little healthier. A little bit of Beat Saber, a little bit of Pistol Whip. They added some new songs to Pistol Whip, which is nice. Beat Saber, it's just Beat Saber. You got 1.5 billion songs that people could just keep making them. So there's that. That's where I discovered that there are only 2 survival games because I was like, wow, my arms are tired. Let's try and make a house. And the options were not very expensive. I'll be trying out the other one later, the only actual like survival game later next week probably.
It would seem that House Flipper would be something like perfect for VR, though, wouldn't it?
They are working on a VR version. I don't think it's been released yet, but they are working on a VR version of House Flipper, which looks interesting.
It would be good in theory.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. It depends on how they implement it. Yeah.
Bless them. Given how many bugs have appeared in the game that they've got now, that could be a really interesting version of VR. You just sort of, I don't know, you're just walking along and then all of a sudden, I don't know, you're just not in a house anymore. I had one yesterday.
The state of the economy nowadays.
Yeah, I had one yesterday of the disappearing tree where if I looked, if I centered the camera away from the tree, it was there. But as soon as I put the mouse on the tree itself, it just disappeared. It just wasn't there anymore. And then you look away and it came back, and then you're like, and it was just gone.
Yeah, no. Usually that's backwards. Usually you have a tree culling problem when you're looking away from the tree, and it should still be in view, but then it's not. Centering it on the tree and it gets culled. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it was like the opposite of an Enderman on Minecraft, where it's like if you look at it too long, it just runs away instead of like trying to kill you.
Speaking of Minecraft, also a game I played. I've been playing a little bit of modded Minecraft, enjoying myself.
Did you play
just
that in VR?
Relaxing.
Oh, that would be terrifying.
Minecraft is mental in VR.
I couldn't do that.
I've got the
I
quest.
haven't.
I've got the quest, and they've got like on the side loaded thing. They've got like a Minecraft kind of style thing, but you actually have to run to move.
Oh God, no! The version I've got is with the Rift, and it's just like normal push to move stuff. But yeah,
it's not the real Minecraft. It's
right, gotcha.
Somebody's made it, but it looks very similar.
That sounds neat. There was a shooter that was similar to that I tried out the other day that was really terrible, and actually like I've been playing Elite Dangerous in and out of VR, and that does not give me any problems, but this one like FPS game that they tried to make gave me motion sickness for the first time in VR, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry to anyone who gets this.
What game is that?
I don't even remember what it was called. It was just some stupid shooter that I couldn't finish the tutorial because he died in the tutorial.
Oh.
And then it just never respawns you. So I just was like, yeah, no, helpful.
It's like, okay, you clearly do want to play this because you didn't just, survive, so we're just not going to bother.
Yep. I can't play anymore. There's nothing to do. Guys, my camera is locked at the stairs. Yeah, that was one. I tried an escape room game. However, the key item fell beneath the floor.
Oh.
So I could see it. It was right there. I couldn't reach it because there was a floor in my way. And, try as I might, even with my workouts, I can't get through concrete yet. So,
See, having worked in one, we don't have that problem of objects phasing through the floor. It might just be better to go to real life ones, when the world is not broken anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
I'm really excited when that happens, when everything comes back online and I can actually go to like physical locations for escape
So am
rooms
I,
again.
because I have
It's gonna be hype.
no work. And they said, oh, we
Maybe-
might open back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escape room games. Have you played I Expect You to Die?
I have not, no.
I highly recommend that one. That's brilliant in VR, and it solves the problem of things falling out of place because you can remotely grab things and pull them back.
Yeah. Also, James, don't think we didn't see that.
We saw it. We all know what's going on.
So, those were some of the games I played, and then I've been playing a little bit of... I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous, trying to actually make a profit in the game, which is difficult sometimes, especially when you don't know how to actually mine, and everything changed in the mining recently. So, yeah.
The mining is a funny topic because my son's been playing it too because he was saving up to buy the fleet carrier.
Yes.
And yeah, they changed the mining like a week before, so he was rushing to get all the diamonds mined and everything. And then because so many people were selling them, it crashed the diamond economy.
Yep. Yep. Which it seems to have stabilized at this point.
Yep.
Which is excellent because I'm just starting. So mining
Go for
and
it.
low temp diamonds. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've been playing a little bit of what's the game called? It's Path of Exile. So just a little dabble in that. The new system is a little... The patches are weird, but the system is fun because you basically make a garden, grow things, and then kill things, which is right up my alley because I'm a survival game sucker. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
And
Well,
I'm
Ben?
currently trying to get money in.
I have been playing a few different games. I've been playing Soldier a bit more recently, which has been really fun, both with some people and on my own. I confess I was actually playing that earlier when we started. Because I was halfway through a day, I was like, no, if I pause, I'll forget what I was doing. That's been really fun. I've been playing a bit of Slime Rancher, and I've sort of been meandering a lot through that, but I think I am starting to get to sort of the near end game part. I don't think I have anywhere near the amount of tech and things that I would actually need to do that, because I've sort of almost speed run through the game a bit. But yeah, that's been going well. And I'm trying to remember the other ones that I've been playing. I've been playing some of the ones from the itch.io bundle that you mentioned earlier, Lard.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the names of them. Thing in Itself is one, which is sort of like this really weird, sort of quite deep game about sort of trying to understand another person, kind of thing, trying to sort of like understand how other people think, and it's sort of basically you just can't. I think it was only about 20 minutes in total, but it was a real sort of weird, thought-provoking kind of game, and it was actually quite fun. And then there was another one that Old Man's Journey, which was like it's really nice. It sort of didn't have any like voice acting or anything. It was just like purely music and puzzles, but like it was a lot of visual stuff, and it sort of gave you like this visual sort of story of this old guy, and sort of everything that led up to him being at that point. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't played it, but get prepared to cry at the end. It was quite sad. It was beautiful, but it was a really sad game. But I think that was sort of similar to that one that you're playing on stream this week, which was Falls Apart. It was sort of like you had to like move objects to sort of line them up so that he could then get to other places.
Oh,
To sort of like finish reach the checkpoint and so on. And that was really, really nice game. I really enjoyed that one.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then a bit of Rocket League with you
Yes.
yesterday. But yeah, I think that's basically been it. I've also been playing a lot of House Flipper as well, grinding a lot of hours into that. But other than that, I think that's my games so far.
Now, House Flipper. Now, I was watching TC earlier. Did I see right that you get a job from Ghost to sort a house out before they stop haunting the place?
So that one is not a job as such. So with House Flipper, you get like these sort of missions. Those are basically the tutorials, and that usually unlocks certain aspects. So like painting, tiling, grass cutting, all of that stuff. You get those jobs of people that want you to come in and do their houses, and then that teaches you that skill. And then when you've got enough money, you can save up and you can buy houses to flip yourself. So that was actually one of the ones that she was playing through. It's one of their, I think it must have been from like a Halloween thing or something. There is actually a haunted house version on there. And yeah, it is really creepy. I don't know if you saw the bit with the bunny.
Yes, I did.
Careful, Dougie.
Yeah, it was just like this. She just walked up to it and it was like, oh god! It was just like this little bunny toy, like this innocent little bunny toy with a knife just stuck through the top of its head. And then she turned around to like clean the wall or something next to it, turned back, and then the knife wasn't there.
Bam, bam, bam.
Ooh,
Yeah,
haunted knife.
yeah. So she chickened out. She refused to go in the basement. She chickened out, and it was a good job that she did, because I actually tried to go in the basement on the first time I played it, because I was like, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna do this. And then in the horror movies, when you get to the spooky part, and then like your torch suddenly starts flickering, and yeah, it did that, and I was like, no, I'm going. It's like, I'm not going back in the house until it's not there anymore.
As Dougie and myself know that if the torch is flickering, you just go with your controller and it works again.
Yeah. I'm really not good with horror games at all. So even that in itself was just too much. But yeah, so that was the one that she was doing earlier. But you can actually make that house not spooky, because you have to go bury the coffin that's in the back garden.
That sounds cheery.
Like,
Just what you'd expect from a house flipper.
yeah, for it is a house flipping game. There is one house on there. I went into, and it was literally just like everywhere was just covered in blood. Like, it wasn't even the spooky house either. You could see like the bloody footprints going up the stairs, and just like splattered on the walls. Well,
Yeah, I
someone was
saw
murdered in this
someone
place.
I saw someone play that a while ago, and like literally the first one that they picked was like a crime scene, and
Yeah.
I was like, the first house that you pick in that game, what are the odds? Like, that's insane.
Really unfortunate.
It was just hilarious. Like, why? Why would you pick the murder house as the first one when there's so many that you can pick?
Yeah.
I mean, starters, you mean to go on, maybe.
I mean, it's true. I mean, the funny thing is, when you buy these houses, at no point do they say, "Oh, by the way, there was a murder here." It's like, I'm pretty sure there's a legal requirement nowadays.
And you just state that there's going to be a little bit of blood, a couple of bodies. It'd be nice to know beforehand.
Exactly. It's like, if you can have the option to change the cockroaches to glass. I mean, I still don't agree with hoovering either of those things up. But the least you could do is tell me if there's actually been a murder in this house, because I'm going to be checking every single room very suspiciously in case the murderer is still here.
Exactly. And blood is really difficult to rinse out carpets. Not
Yeah.
that I would know or anything.
Yeah, I mean, when it's splattered all over the sofa, you've really got to just...
Yeah.
mop, the great mopping action of.
It's
on
just
every
easier to get a new
surface.
sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Those
looking
things
at
won't come out now.
And it's like, well, that's not real.
At least call the viscera cleanup detail first. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God, I feel like a game
They're
like
kind of
that would
experts.
frustrate me.
How am I getting the blood out so they won't catch me? Oh, wait, what? Remember, check the patio as well.
Ooh. I immediately just sell the patios and then, job done.
Job's
just
done.
get rid of that decking.
So yeah. So if that's all you've been playing, Robin,
It is indeed.
then let us move on to the legend that is John S. Reed.
Oh, well, everybody, guys, girls, strap yourselves in. This is going to be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Wait, so,
Time?
well, as you may or may not know, if you have an RTS itch, a couple of weeks ago, the Command & Conquer remasters came out of Command & Conquer Red Alert. I've been playing those. They're very, very good. It's great to be able to play the games much like I remember playing them back then, but they've fixed a few tweaks, but they are still the original games with the weird jankiness of sending a unit to go round a corner and he ends up going halfway the other way around the map for no reason. And the other units just stand there going, what? Did you just do something? So all the weirdness that I'd forgotten about is there, and it's fantastic. It's a brilliant. It still stands up because it's such a well balanced game and it's fun to play. But yeah, so that's good. I've been streaming Paper Mario Color Splash because I'm determined to finish the game before the Paper Mario The Origami King comes out in 3 weeks. I think it's on the 17th anyway. Bearing in mind where my math stands. So brand new Paper Mario game coming out. And so I've have to set up the Wii U every time I stream with a second camera pointing to the game pad because there's no TV only mode on it. You've got to use both screens. And then that's a lot of fun. I wish there was a better way to capture it, but there isn't. So we make do. The great thing about the Paper Mario games, even though they're less RPG than they were originally, they're still the quality of the game is in the writing and in the characters, and it's always funny. It always throws a curveball at you and does things that makes you laugh and really enjoy the game more than anything else. So even what some would arguably say is a mediocre Paper Mario game, it's still a pretty good one. So I am very much enjoying that and looking forward to the next one. As well as that, I've been playing because of the remaster, I've been playing some Command & Conquer Generals from back in the day, which is arguably the best Command & Conquer game out there. And I'm just playing it online with a friend every now and then. So that's fun, bang on some hard armies and just try not to get killed loads. And then here's a game that I picked up a little while ago and only just started playing. It was Horizon Chase Turbo.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, Outrun, but really nice. Everything's really smooth and running a high frame rate, and everything's drawn beautifully. It's a lovely classic racing game. Lots of different courses and things like that. It's a real joy just to sit down, put your foot down, and race around the tracks and try and get those first places.
That's Steam.
That is on Steam, yes.
Also on PSN as well.
There you go, PSN 2, and yeah, I mean, it's just a really gorgeous. It's simple. It's very simple, but it's the art style is very clear, very clean, and it works so well. It's a really underrated game in my opinion there, because it's just one I found by accident more than anything else. And then I suppose the only other game I have been playing this week, I've been doing little bits and bobs here, is Jedi Fallen Order. Been trying to work my way through that, enjoying that one as well. It's one I picked up last month, and great story. Lots of jumping around and getting annoyed with your lightsaber not doing the thing you want it to do. much like the OG Jedis as well, of course. So yeah, that's a high game, and actually, it's made me get really really hyped for the new Star Wars game coming out, the Starfighters. I think it's
Yeah.
Squadrons. Thank you. I should know. I pre-ordered it. You'd think I'd remember the name. So Squadrons looks really, really good. And being a fan of the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games back when they originally came out, I think that's gonna be an absolute banger for 5v5 online play and all that stuff. It looks really exciting,
Especially in VR.
I think there's a good chance that if and it's got VR support, of course. Yes, that's really nice. So,
VR.
it's the only thing we're interested in now, isn't it? When you get a headset, and it's EA have proven that they do have the ability to let their developers not completely screw up games. Yeah, I know it's controversial.
Yeah.
What?
Silence.
I had to think about that. For
No
a
one
second.
believed you.
My thought would be I think EA finally have decided that they're not going to let themselves screw up the games that they're developing. It's the other way around.
Well,
Yeah. Publishers go hands off.
It's really weird because like Command and Conquer Remaster is clearly a labor of love to the original games, and it's very at odds with what they've been dishing out recently, and especially considering they shut down the last Command and Conquer game while it was 3/4 of the way through development. They just walked into Victory Studios and said, "We close now, guys. Bye." So they've really changed in the last year, and maybe they can actually make some good games that aren't called FIFA. Who knows?
Oh, we're calling FIFA a good game now?
I mean,
Well, no.
yeah,
It's a good game.
I would call it a game.
It is a game.
It's their money factory. I mean, let's be honest. But they're actually thinking, let's make some good games as well as FIFA. It's probably the better expression I should have used.
there we go.
Yeah, it's
EA
a $60
Sports is
roster
just a game.
update. $60 roster and kit update.
Let's see Dead Space 4, says Bionic.
Yeah.
Now, here's a story with Dead Space 1. I did get that for free on EA. Didn't look at the the details of it because I wanted to go into the game, sort of not knowing anything about the story.
Yeah.
Right.
In hindsight, I could have worked out that it was a horror game from the name Dead and Space. I didn't. I got through the first cutscene, turned around with a giant monster in my face, screamed, and nearly threw the mouse through the screen, ducking out of the way.
That is the correct response.
I had the exact same thing. I was when I started playing Dead Space. Now I obviously knew what the game was going in, but I was playing it in a house by myself in the middle of the night with all the lights on. So like the first major scare came through. I closed down the game, turned all the lights on, put a kitten video on the TV, and just kind of sat there for like an hour, just like in the bright light, just like watching cute things. I'm like, and just like it was windy out, so you hear like branches going, and it was just like,
oh no.
Yeah, no. Whenever you like play a scary game or like watch someone else play one, you need eye bleach afterwards. You need something cute and wholesome.
I don't get that when I'm watching somebody play. There's that disconnect with me. Like if I'm watching somebody play a horror game, if I'm watching Dougie get jump scared, I don't get jump scared. I laugh. I find it funny and amusing, but I don't get jump scared. I think that's because somebody else is having that reaction and I'm not in the moment playing it.
You just need new ears from when I scream in your head. Scream in your left leg.
Are you murdering somebody on there? No, I'm just watching Dougie. It's fine.
Yeah, the first Dead Space is one of the only horror games I've had to step away from about 2 to 3 weeks when I was a little way in because it creeped the hell out of me. Horror films can't deal with. Don't want to know. No, thanks. No, thanks. Horror games, I'm all right with.
See, I have a weird relationship with that genre.
Around, surely, because when you're playing the game, you're in the game. When you're watching a movie, like you say, it's like you're watching somebody else experience that. So it feels weird that you would be more okay with playing the games than watching it happen.
Because you don't make the same dumb decisions that those teenagers do. The car
Exactly.
was right there. You could have gone to it.
So
See,
the
like,
car's right there. The horror house is there. Why are we going to the horror house, by the way? I'm just going to stay over here for about 8 hours until the game decides to end itself.
It's because the story tells us to go there.
Oh,
Like I have a
it's
really
the-
weird relationship with the horror genre because like with films, like I'm fine watching scary films, but I can't watch gory films. But then I can't play scary games, but I'm fine with gory games. It's such a weird dynamic that I have with the genre.
Yeah.
I was
I
saying
wonder
it's
if it
the-
has
it's
anything to do with the
what Eddie
uncanny
Izzard
valley.
said, and he said, "Why do not people who are in these horror movies listen to the music?" And they go, "All right, let's just go this way." No, this way. No, this way.
Violence.
Let's go to the forest of death and blood. It's like, hang on, is there a name? A reason why this is named this?
Yeah, and I'll take
Atmosphere.
a symbol with me to protect myself.
I mean, all you have to do is the torch test. Surely you walk in there. If it starts flickering, no, I'm gone. I'm going in the opposite direction.
I actually have a fun little story about the name of a place near me. I believe it's 2 towns over. There's a hill that's called Gore Hill because back in the olden days, that would be where the most people would die, like going up the hill in horse and cart because it was just such a steep, dangerous hill. So they called it Gore Hill because of all the deaths. So
Didn't
that
want to
was
fix the problem.
lovely to
We'll just
find out.
name it something scary.
yeah.
Not.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
just build a
the
tunnel through
problem-
the hill.
I mean, the problem was fixed because cars.
Well,
But how many people died until we got to cars on Gore Hill?
Enough to name it
I-
Gore Hill.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Why
But
not
yeah.
go over like Bunny Green Rise? That sounds like a great trip.
It does.
Well, until you reach the
around
rabbits.
the hill.
It's called Rise for a reason.
Just don't let Lenny go anywhere near them. Because then George will
Yeah.
have to come.
Oh.
Yep, it's going to tell them all about the rabbits.
Yep.
I have to say, like, horror games, very specifically games, seem to have less impact than non-horror games' scary levels. Because you go in
Yeah.
expecting, and then you
Yeah.
get to the spooky level of your fun little game, and it's like, mm-mm,
Yep,
mm-mm.
definitely.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Like going back again to Star Trek, I know, shocking with me. I was playing like ages ago. I was playing Star Trek Online, which you just expect like regular Star Trek stuff going on. Then there was one mission that really threw me for a loop because it was basically like a haunted ship, and you had like ghosts and stuff that you had to get rid of. And I was like, these are 2 classic video game tropes here. You have ghosts and you have giant spiders. But Star Trek combined them both to make giant ghost spiders.
Oh no!
And it was weird and it was scary and I didn't like it.
not okay.
That is not
I did not
okay.
expect that in a Star Trek game of all things.
Don't destroy the wholesomeness of Star Trek by introducing such a horrible creature.
Yeah, ghost spiders, they were not fun. But you got a really cool like plasma beam gun that was very much like the proton packs from the Ghostbusters. So that was cool. And then I never used it again because it was useless against everything else. But it was
God,
great for
Kirk's
that
there.
one specific mission.
Kirk just appears. Who are you going to call?
It's more like,
Because-
hey, would you like to see the captain's log?
and then HR calls him up for being inappropriate.
It was played by Shatner. Come on. It was Shatner. It was the 60s. I'm surprised more
Yeah.
cocaine was not involved.
I mean, maybe it
Oh,
was, and that's how
God.
they ended up with giant ghost spiders.
Maybe. It's a very high possibility.
That was the script that Roddenberry threw out. No. That's the bridge too far. Giant ghost spiders.
Yeah, it's like
Nazis? Fine. Giant ghost spiders? Mm-mm.
It
The
was
line
just
is drawn.
scary because it was like two of video gaming's most common tropes put together. It was horrible.
Overplayed and in the worst way possible.
And yet taken to a new height. Fresh and unique. Masterful chefery.
So Dead Space, John.
Yeah, we went off on another tangent there.
As you do.
Dead Space, right? First time I played Dead Space was on a tablet, almost smashed it.
I'm glad you played so well on it.
Hey!
So
But
is
yeah,
that all
that's
you've
been
been
all my
playing?
games. That's been all my games, yeah. Get Star Wars
Trish?
Squadrons, everybody. I want to play. I want to do dogfights.
When's that out? Is that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, holiday this year, I believe. Though, it's going to go up against Cyberpunk, isn't it?
Yep.
I think it's fall release.
Yeah, it might make it beforehand, which would be nice.
Yeah, slip it out beforehand.
Hey-oh.
Really?
Yes.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Almost there.
It's away! So, Tish, what have you been playing?
So as we've established, a lot of Fallout as per usual. On the streams, I've been playing the Stranger Things game, which surprised me by its existence on this planet. But that's really fun. I like how it sort of followed the 80s trend of the show and sort of done like a really cool like sort of 8-bit style. It was really fun. I've not finished it yet though. But like with everyone at work screaming at me to watch the show, and I did, and I liked it, and I saw the game, and I thought, screw it. I'll buy it, I'll play it, and I like it. What else have I been playing? Because I bought like loads of games recently, but I've not played any of them.
Itch.io strikes again.
Yeah. I bought Close to the Sun. That was it. I was trying to think. I was like, what's the name of that one? Because it looked really interesting, and I wanted, again, some more stuff to stream, so that'll be on the channel soon. But I remember Rob was telling me about it at Rezzed last year, and he was like, oh, you definitely like it. It's very much like BioShock.
Yeah.
And then I just forgot about its existence for a very long time. Then it came out, and I didn't have money to buy it at the time. And I thought, screw it. I'll finally play it. It looks very interesting. Like I watched the trailer for it. And I think that'll be fun.
That is a game with a lot of suspense in. I did a stream of that, and basically for about an hour and a half, more or less nothing happened, but I was getting more and more scared as I went through.
Oh, sounds perfect for me then. How long is sort of the runtime on that game?
Don't know. I didn't finish it, but there's like 6
fair
chapters.
enough.
I think you got about 10 hours or so in it, maybe 15.
Okay, that should make for a couple of decent length streams then. But yeah, it looked so interesting, and I will admit the song in the trailer is an absolute tune. That's what sold me. It wasn't about the game itself. No, it's just the song.
Yeah. Could care less about the game at the moment. It has a song in it. So
Nope.
I'm going to buy the game because of the song.
Correct. No, it does look very good, and I'm very excited to play it. And I also got, again, another game I've bought and not played, The Outer Worlds, because everyone's like, it's Fallout, but in space, so you have to play it. And everyone was screaming at me when it came out, why haven't you got it yet? So I got it because it was, I don't think it is anymore, but it was half price on PSN for a bit.
Wow.
So I bought that. So I thought, why not? 30 quid for what would normally be a 60 quid game. Bargain.
I mean, James and myself will back people up on that. It is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm very excited to check it out.
It is done by a studio who has done a Fallout game, so
Yeah, perfect.
I think they did
I
New
would very much
Vegas.
enjoy it then.
Yeah,
Vegas,
Obsidian
I think it
did
was.
New
Ah.
Vegas.
It's the guys who
Mhm.
did New Vegas. so
Amazing.
there you go.
Obsidian has this miraculous capacity to take someone else's game engine and make fantastic things because they're a story-based company.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm probably going to start playing that once I eventually platinum Fallout 4 because I don't really want to have them both going at the same time just because like there's so much content and there's so much story there and I don't want it to get all sort of mishmashed into a mess of trying to keep track of everything because I barely keep track of what I'm doing in Fallout anyway and I've already completed it twice.
I have one thing about the Outer Worlds that I really like, without spoiling anything. It's nice to be able to play through one of those games and not have to worry about romancing anybody. Like they just
Interesting.
didn't write that in. But you can help one of your NPCs who's trying to romance a different NPC, and she's super awkward about it, and it's just the best thing ever. Like you're like helping them through everything, and if you're playing an intelligent character, like you can come up with things, or you're playing like a dialogue-y character, you'll have stuff. But if you're playing a dumb character, you're just giving her horrible advice the entire time.
I
And
mean,
it's
that's
like-
me in real life anyway.
Yeah. But it's just like
Oh,
really
that
cute where
sounds
it's like
great.
you're not the one doing the romancing, but like you're helping one of your friends do it, and you're like, this is interesting. It's on the other side. You're not like,
sounds
Shepard, we'll
fun.
bang, okay?
Yeah,
I want to do that and deliberately give everyone horrible advice. It'll be the one game where I play a horrible character, and it'll be delightful.
The problem is that when you meet the NPC, you're not going to want to do it because she's the nicest
No.
one. She's like the, you know which one will, right?
yeah, I know exactly.
You're just
what
like
you're on
you
about.
don't want to like. You're just like, oh god, this is so wholesome. In a game about horrible corporate takeovers, this is wholesome.
Yeah,
I'll admit I probably will struggle playing an evil character anyway. Every game, I am the nice person. Like I think the meanest thing that I did in my first Fallout playthrough was I said "F you" to a really horrible person that was like, "Oh, you're filthy wasteland scum," and I was just like, "Hi, F you," and then that was
Outer
it.
Worlds does a good job of
And I
like,
just left.
not making you feel like there's a good or bad route. Like both sides have their positives and negatives to them.
Interesting. Is there like different endings for the game?
Yep.
Ah, fascinating. And knowing me and my track record of every game I've ever played, I will get the worst ending possible. Completely by accident.
yeah, we all do
Because
that.
Yep, that's just how I roll. Every game where it's like, oh, you can have a good ending or a bad end. I always get the bad ending. It's like, but I don't mean to.
So trying to
I
get
just
Last
Do
Lisa
it
to
anyway.
trying to get Last Lisa to harvest Little Sisters. No, we'll not do it. Go on, do it. Do it.
No.
Go on.
No, never. Never harvest them.
I'm telling you, you get more Adam. You make yourself more badass. Fine.
Yeah, but you get gifts of Adam from Tenenbaum anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. You just be a good person and she rewards you.
But it's
And then
better.
also you're not a complete and utter meanie.
It's fine. I've done both endings.
Okay, yeah, that balances out, then that's totally fine.
Yeah, there you go. So is that all you've been playing?
Oh, there's one more actually that I completely forgot about. But it's for a thing that I'm not allowed to talk about too much because I did actually sign an NDA for it. But it's for a gonna be a little bit vague here. It's for a show that I know Will, you will know a couple of people on said show.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a game that I had never played before, and I really enjoyed it, and I want to play a lot more of it. And that is Brawlhalla.
Oh.
I was very surprised. Because yeah, the show is all about sort of competitive games. and yeah, I downloaded it, played it for like 2 hours the night before we had to record, and I was like, okay, this is fun. I'm not completely terrible at it. And then the show happened, and that was interesting. But I feel like I want to get better at that game. Like, anyone who knows me knows I hate competitive games, but that one's so much fun. It might be my esport game right here, guys. I'm going to get into esports with Brawlhalla. It's going to happen.
Brawlhalla, if you don't know, is like a Super Smash Bros. Type game.
Yeah,
I believe it's free.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, on Steam it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's free on PSN as well. But I had so much fun playing it, and I genuinely want to play more of it.
So again, might be something that we can do for Free Play Friday.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what the thing is about later, but obviously I can't give too much away.
Yeah,
But I don't
especially.
want to say what we're recording.
We'll just make sure James has turned his microphone off.
Just a one-way conversation, though. Technically, she's never really. She doesn't. If it's only my voice, she's never said anything. It's just my it's just my takes from it.
But it's still
but yeah, that's all I've been playing. You know, just a couple of games I bought on a whim ages ago, and then my now esport game.
Letitia esports.
I'm going to be pro one day, guys. I'm going to get that diamond rank, and you'll see I can fight other people. Just you wait another 10 years or so.
But we will never say, please, no Punterino, Letitia.
No Punterino.
No Punterino.
Please, no Punterino. So, Jans, what have you been playing, dude?
Football Manager. That's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Nice.
Just go to the YouTube. Episode 110 dropped today of TGWPIS FC. Yeah. Pepe has 50 goals in a season so far. And we're in February.
Jesus Christ, how many games has he played then?
He's scoring a goal every 68 minutes.
Wow. I don't know what that means.
That is
A
insane.
football match is 90 minutes long. So he's scoring better than a goal a game. But yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I won't go into much detail. People have heard me talk enough about Football Manager. I've just played a ton of it.
I think the last time that I was on the podcast, which was back in like, I don't know, like, was it February or March time? No, must have been last year actually. It was ages ago. And I think that was all you mentioned then as well.
I have a problem.
And the
It's fine,
solution
the
is
first-
more Football Manager.
The first step is to admitting it.
Yeah, no, I fully admit I have a problem. I'm not going to do
Yeah,
anything to change said
we're never
problem.
getting him to the second step. Yeah,
But-
no, there's only one step in this whole program right now, and it's
My-
just recognizing that
Yeah.
he
My-
has a
Step
problem.
one, I have a problem. Done.
My girlfriend has told me multiple times. She's like, if I leave you, it's going to be over Football Manager. I said, well, if you leave me, I'll just have my assistant manager handle it.
I mean,
It was when she just stares at me.
fair point.
It's like- yes, no, it's that one game. I think it may have been the same save, by the way, that was
Oh, God.
last year. Yeah, no, this save started. I did the first video for this save back in January 22nd. So that's
Oh,
how
wow.
long this series has been going on.
Yeah, because the last time I was on was a while ago now, but I can't remember because the last 3 months just are all the same.
I can go back through the tapes. It may take me a while. We can go back through the tapes and find it. But
Yeah, because I just remember that was the one time that I got to be on because my trains were buggered and I couldn't get to work. But I can't remember how long ago that was.
It was snowing.
It was
wasn't
about this time last year. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was either snowing or the rail lines had melted. So you know.
But yeah.
Yeah, that was a
We
weird
both.
day.
It's England.
Yeah.
In the same
Well, there's a
day.
lot of snow and they're melting, so
Yeah.
Is this the
Correct.
new Football Manager,
Bionic
or is there one coming out? Is there a new one coming out?
Football Manager?
Is it a new game, or is there a
No,
new
no,
one
they release a new game every year. It's about 40 quid. So it's obviously it's roster updates, but I feel that like they actually try to add more in on the management side, and essentially I'm paying for the licensing, so it's good. It's probably be out in November, so it may be Extra Life, but if we do that, it'll probably be a Prem team or something. Bionic is obviously has been trying to get us to do a charity stream where we all play it and see who can get the team promoted. I mean, here's the thing, though.
I'm good with that.
Here's the thing, Bionic. It would have to be like, I would say we'll set a handicap where like Will gets Liverpool, Chris gets Manchester City, and then I get Norwich. And we'll see who can do the best in the Premier League.
Well, I mean, if
I don't
anything,
do soccer. I don't know what that means.
if the other night is anything to go by, then Liverpool's a good team to choose.
Liverpool just won the Premier League. Manchester City
exactly,
won it the last
yeah.
2 times in the row. Norwich have the least amount of points so far this season and are just about relegated.
Norwich has Delia Smith. All right.
No, she's a wonderful owner, which is a great thing. Like remember Liverpool is owned by the same business group that owns the Boston Red Sox, Manchester City's Saudi oil barons, and Norwich has a wonderful lady, a businesswoman, who it just goes to show you what money does in soccer.
Delia Smith is a famous like a cooking show over here.
TV chef, or no,
Yeah.
TV cook. Not really a chef.
Rachel Ray. So one of the, but yeah, so that's literally it. It's Football Manager. I have been playing Persona 5 Golden, 4 Golden, and a few other ones, but I mean, not as much as Football Manager. It's just
It's your thing. It's your bag.
it's what I do. It's a point now where like J Dub actually has it and is now like who should I sign for which team? I'm like, well, which team are you playing? It's like, I'm playing Tottenham. Turn around and there's Hugo Lloris, there's Heung-min Son, and there's my Tottenham kid. I'm like, yes, I may know something about Tottenham. I might be able to help you sign players for this team. I may know a few. It's like, but I don't have any money. I'm like, no, duh, you work with Daniel Levy. He's not going to give you shit. Sell Harry Kane. What? No, sorry, don't do that. It's bad.
Just sign him up as a trainer afterwards. That's it.
Just do what I do.
Nowhere.
Buy Brazilians that are 18 years old, sign them to 5-year contracts with 5-year contract extensions, and then you're done. And then they're just making £5,000, and they're the best striker in the world, and they're only making £5,000. They're like, I want a new contract. You're like, extend. You're mine for 10 years. You signed it. You wanted £1,000 a week, man. Not my problem. You signed that contract. I was 18. You were an adult. You knew what you did. Meanwhile, now the FBI is going to come knocking on my door asking, James, can we talk to you about trafficking? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we see the news bit in Football Manager of you being arrested. Traffic. You're like, wait, what? How does this pop up?
They had a news bit where one of a random player actually passed away in a car accident in my game. Not one of mine. It was one of the major players in the Prem. It was like, oh wow, that's a thing. Okay.
In hats off to them, they're really, adding the realism.
Well, we've heard about my Brexit, where Brexit happened, and then referendums passed, in Scotland and Ireland seceded from the UK. So they stayed in the EU, but England left, and everybody needed to have work permits. So I had a bunch of Scottish and Welsh and Irish defenders that now needed to have work permits to work in the UK, and none of them, because I was in such a low league, met the criteria that I had to send them all back to Scotland. And I'm sitting there going like, what am I supposed to do? I can't sign young English talent. They're shit. And even if I could get good ones, they cost way too much money. The whole point of the early saves is you buy Welsh and Irish and Scottish kids because they're cheaper. Yes, but
I'm very cheap.
yeah.
What? A crate of I'm brewing half curly well. You ready once, Dougie?
Just go stand in the net, stop anything that comes there. It'll be fine. We got this. But yeah, Football Manager. It's a ton of fun.
Pepe hands.
Pepe, man. The man, the myth, the legend. He will go down in the annals of history for sure. He's just man. It's just Pepe, and I can't wait for his replacement, Ass Man. Hey, you laugh. I had these are character names that are actually generated. I have Ass Man, I had Pavel Horny, I had Regan Booty.
Wow, these are amazing.
Yeah. I'm sitting there going like, Kent Devantas, it's the guy's name's Paulo Assman. He's from Brazil. Ah, yes, of course. I'm surprised it was not Argentinian. I love that. But it's funny, you look at his, and that's his real name. Like, Pepe is actually called Felipe Gonzalez Rodriguez, but he calls himself Pepe. Like, that's how the game named him. And I'm like, well, I can see why you'd want to be called Pepe. But Paulo Assman is just Paulo Assman.
So,
I want that to like just
Amazing.
be on a shirt somewhere.
yeah, it really
It's
is.
just Paolo Assman.
Paulo Assman. If I could get kits printed for TGWPIS FC, I would have Pepe Hands and Paulo Assman. And for all of those wondering, yes, he is number 69. Because I am a child.
I mean, aren't we all? Let's be honest.
Yep, we all are.
I just
Yeah.
loved at one point I was able to say that Pavel Horny slides the ball through to Paulo Assman, who just pounds it in the back of the net. That was a phrase I got to say.
Amazing. It's
Wow.
like the two numbers
There's
that
no commentators, when you do play the game.
Yeah.
You hear
it's like the two
commentators.
numbers that everyone.
It's like
Horny, Assman.
to Horny, to Assman, to Booty, to Assman.
I mean, there is a trend there
Yeah. But
with
the thing is, it'd have
Assman
to
and
be-
Booty.
It'd have to be the Spanish commentators. So it's just going like a mile a minute, and then when they score the goal, it's goal!
Or Alan Partridge.
Or Alan Partridge. Unbelievable!
Eat my goal! Or when the other one's like, oh shit, a goal!
That is the finest piece of play from Assman you'll ever see. Oh. But Horny is the real winner there. Actual comment. That's the comment because they actually have the commentators talking in the bottom there. But yeah. So, if you want to have some fun with random name generators, that's going to pick up.
50% off.
You might have sold me just on the random names. And I hate sports games, but
Yeah.
those names are so funny.
There is literally a couple of FM YouTubers I watch, and one of this guy does Regen Sunday, where it's literally just find your funny regens. Will has seen my other one, the center back that I had. Back 2 versions of the game ago, I had a very angry looking guy who had a handlebar mustache and was bald, and his name was Sebastian Mullet.
That's incredible.
Yep. And he wasn't good, but I kept him on my team because he was just like this, just 6 foot. He had like no stats, but he was at 20 strength and 20 aggression. Got red cards all over the time. So he's like I would basically put him on the pitch and tell him, okay, hard to tackle break the ankle of their striker, and he would do it.
And someone.
He did. He literally, I could tell you at least 3 times in the save where he went out and actually injured another player.
You see that guy over there? Stop. Stop seeing him. See him elsewhere. See his hospital bills.
He broke somebody's femur and gave them a career-ending injury.
Oh, no.
That's Sebastian Mullet's claim to fame. He broke somebody's leg so hard. It was like, wow.
You see that Vinnie Jones? You see him?
I don't ever want to see this man again.
I think he was from Millwall.
I think that's what I'm going to do for my first playthrough of Football Manager, is try to make a team specifically designed around ending the careers of other people.
There is a guy
be the big
on
villain.
Reddit, I'll have to pull the Reddit up to you, where he took Millwall and he made him the most aggressive team in the world, where all he did was like get aggressive players, and he said like it was great, like everybody was tackling very hard, but boy did we have discipline issues. Yes, but there's the Football Manager experience has very little to do with the actual football that takes place.
Yeah.
As Will has heard, you guys have heard all the stories I tell every week about just the crazy shit that happens. Me just like sitting there and going like, yeah, so this guy, don't. It's like, yeah, so I've got Paulo Assman now playing with Pavel Horn. Tyler Hancock, our wonderful striker, came out as gay. So that was a thing that happened in the game as well. So I had the captain of my team score a goal in the Champions League final. So I had the first homosexual soccer player, openly gay in the sport, score a goal in the Champions League final. So that was something
Nice.
I checked that one off the list.
And you get random messages from James going, I've been bought, the team's been bought out.
Yeah.
Now, normally, out of any context, you would think, oh, shit, James, you're right, mate. But no, I know him well enough that he's talking about Football Manager. So who bought the team then, James?
Russian oligarchs. TGWPIS FC is now funded by Russian oligarchs. And then they went
As you do.
And they spent £200 million of not my money on players. And it was just like, oh, you're going to spend £200 million on players. And they're like, oh yeah, we're going to give them huge contracts. I'm like, I have a wage structure here, guys. When that guy comes in with that amount of money, everybody else is going to want that money. We can't afford that. Gotta get that YouTube money. Gotta get that Twitch subscribers. Come on. No, literally, I asked them to increase our TV ad revenue, and they said okay. I was like, oh, thank God.
Damn it, give us our ad revenue now from Twitch.
But Will, that's all I've been playing. It's all I ever play.
So,
It's all I ever will play.
no, you play more. You play Fallen Order.
Other games come and go, but Football Manager is forever.
Until Cyberpunk.
That is gonna be a difficult day week in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I watched you play Fortnite. You seem to enjoy it.
Where's the ban button?
Dear complaints
This is why
department.
Dougie is the complaints department. Yep.
Hi, Dougie.
We all know that I will shill out for charity. All right. People donate enough money, and I will do stupid shit. That's including Fortnite.
But it won't. You know that.
It's not even if people give me money; it's that they give charity money. I figured that's an okay thing. It's like at least I'm doing something stupid. Do it for charity.
Yeah.
Like, James, go through the wall. Go through the wall, James. Go through the wall.
If you have ever played battle royales with me, you will know that I get in tense situations. I tend to block things out because I'm dealing with a tense situation.
In your own way.
In my own way. But remember,
Sometimes it's the right way. Sometimes it's not.
third game ever of Fortnite placed second in solos.
Nice.
That's silver lining, I think.
Amazing.
And this was before the bots came in, so, easier wins to
It
get.
did
you
it
up
before
to
Ninja got good.
5.
I blame him for
I
everything.
remember when I used to play Fortnite and I would just hide for the whole game, and then when it got down to the last couple of people, I'd just be like, well, didn't think this far ahead. So I
Yeah,
just get shot immediately.
We didn't use Letitia as the sacrificial lamb once to win a game.
God, I remember that. It was on Adam's stream. It was us three and then Carbon Cherry as well. And like we were the only two that were on comms because Adam was streaming, and because he's a notable personality, he didn't want like people to be rude or anything. And it was just us four and then one other person. And like everyone was sort of doing their own thing. I think Cherry was like scouting out in the lake. Adam was like on a cliff having Overwatch. And then like me and Will were sort of like meandering through the trees. And I saw a tiny little shed. So I thought, maybe he's in there. And I opened the door, booby trapped. But he was in there. So I was screaming at Will. I was like, he's in there. Get the others to know he's in there. Kill him. And then we won. It was great.
I of course was up on a hill far away. Just enough to see him. Because of course. I mean, you know, we've all had experience of playing Battle Royales together. A lot of us.
Yeah, I was just screaming at everyone. I was like, tell them that he's in there. I died to a trap, but he's in there.
Played Battle Royales with Tisha, Battle Royales with Dougie, and Chris as well. We had some times on PUBG.
We were playing with Ian, and it was one of the first times we've got PUBG. And then we all tried to run away, tried to get into a building, and all three of us got stuck at the door.
or that one that one game of PUBG I've won with Ian. We get a boat. We try to get across the water. We run out of fuel in the boat, and so Ian and myself have to jump out of the boat and start swimming. The slowest fucking swimming I have ever seen in a game ever. And it's like, you know, the circle's coming in. So I'm far behind Ian, and I was like, please, Ian, go without me, save yourself. And then he goes and wins it for us, so, you know, swings around about. Or the zombie mode.
I remember the game that made me quit PUBG. I was playing with Ed, and I drop in, and I can't find a gun. Just can't find a gun. They both die. As we were playing with Ed and like some other random guy, and they died. So I'm running around for 20 minutes trying to find a gun. I have a smoke grenade. That is the level of equipment I got. Ran around, found a gun, got an AR, loaded it. As I'm loading, head dead. 30 minutes, find a gun, instantly kill the second I load it. I was like, fuck this game. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm not gonna spend 30 minutes finding a gun just to get shot once in the head. Done. I just can't. I'm done.
That's about once every 5 rounds for me.
Sums it up. That
yeah.
That pretty much sums up my relationship with Ark as a game. I bought it to play with some friends. They were insisting that I went and played it with them. And this was also when it was back in early access, when it was like 20 quid as opposed to however much it is now, and they think that's not a rip-off. And I must have literally played it for about 2 hours, and I was stuck on the beach. I just kept getting killed. I couldn't even count how many times I got killed or how many things killed me, but I just kept dying, and then I couldn't find them because they'd all buggered off at this point. I was like, cool, thanks guys. I have no weapons. You've left me. It's like, I'm done. I'm leaving. You go find your settlement. You know, have a nice life. Living as Neanderthals. I'm gonna go find something that doesn't make me literally rage quit.
I have a separate problem with Ark where my friends will go do a thing and then I'll disappear and I'll come back with 50 eagles and like 6 T-Rexes. And they're like, we don't have space. Stop it, Chris. We can't feed all these. Nope, gotta do it. Fly off. 10 minutes later, come back with even more. Stop it! No, don't do that. But I have 30 velociraptors.
Somebody think of the velociraptor.
I'm now seeing a new PETA commercial where it's just like, do you know that every day 15 velociraptors go without food? What will you do? It's like as the Sarah
You need to
McLachlan-
stop this menace.
As the in the eyes of the angel is playing, it's like just pictures of velociraptors in cages. Away from me! You need to stop this man from collecting velociraptors. In the eyes of an angel.
Like they'll stop paying attention for like 20, maybe 30 minutes at a time, and then I'll come back with a marching base that's like decked out in guns. It's like, where do you get the resources to do this? I just kind of blank out. And I come back. You guys say we're gonna go do a thing. I go, hold on, I'll be right there, and then I return with all the things you need. I do that in every survival game. Everything where there's a base building like survival element, I'll just disappear and come back with just either some sort of major problem or a fuck ton of resources that everyone is like, we're preparing the whole trip to go do. Let's do it. And then it's like, well, we're still gonna do it because we prepped.
This is the worst thing. I can't seem to do that in games, but I can do that in real life. Like, I remember going on a road trip with some friends, and we stopped to get food, and we got Chinese food of all things. And then they were like,
France is known for their Chinese cuisine.
Yeah, we were like, why did we buy rice? We've got no forks. And I just like rummaged through my bags, like, you mean these? Some plastic cutlery in there. I was like,
Amazing.
I bought these before I left, just in case.
Ah, yes. Je m'appelle Crab Rangoon.
I think they were just like mildly disappointed that I was that prepared, and also slightly impressed.
Yeah, it's like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know
If
whether
there's
to
ever a way that I can eat
concerned
food, I'll be
or
impressed.
appreciative.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
what I have been playing, well, I completed more stuff. I completed more games in the
Yay.
backlog.
Yay.
I go, including one of the worst flying games I have ever played in my entire life.
oh, that was actually beyond abysmal.
Yeah. Oh god. Now, it's called
game's
Air
that?
Guardians. It's on Steam. I think it was on Steam for about 38 pence or something these days. It's about 8 missions, and you don't really have to do much in them to win the game. It's horrible. The controls are abysmal. You can try putting it onto a controller, but it doesn't work when you're trying to actually fly properly. So you got to use mouse and keyboard. It's the dogfighting is dog shit. The acting is atrocious. I mean, we've seen some dodgy acting in our times, right? We've played Damnation. We've seen them go. You go on this sort of weird sort of tangent, and then one voice just pops into another to finish a sentence. We've seen that.
I will give you this, the Master of Unlocking.
But yeah, this game is horrible. Please, if you're going to buy it, right, if you're going to play it, go in with your mind that you're going to be playing something that you're not going to like. And after an
So
hour
what
and a
you're
half,
saying
done with
is, so what you're saying is, it's not worth the 38 pence.
it. Exactly. If someone
And
gives you the
that's
38
saying
pence to buy
Reviews
that,
are mixed.
reviews are mixed. Yeah. It's probably going to be on Metacritic for about 87. You watch.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, he did. He did that but yeah, so there was that.
What was it called
And
again? I forgot.
Air Guardians.
Air Guardians. Right, I'll have a look.
79 pence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not worth the money. It really isn't. Please do not buy this.
Published by Lazy Bum Games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
I mean, that gives you the idea, really, doesn't it? Of they may not have wanted to program. Why? Because they're lazy bums.
It has no Metacritic score and it has no user score, so nobody knows.
You get in there, lad. You
Nobody
start the ball
cares.
rolling.
Yeah, come on, Metacritic. Air Guardians. I wouldn't buy this shit.
Dear good sir and or madam, your product is
No!
quite atrocious. I find myself wanting to suck on a urinal puck. to get the taste out of my mouth for this travesty of a visual gaming experience. Signed, Lord
It was either a
Lutenstein
case of
III.
that. It's either a case of nobody knew that there was a Metacritic page up for it, or nobody cared enough to even bother complaining about it.
Huh, there's one review.
It's one or the other.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, it just says, ah!
Perfect review right there.
I believe that they couldn't give it a minus score on Metacritic, so they were just like, I'm leaving it at 0.
My favorite reviewer of all time on Steam is the Man of Culture, the curator, where every single game he enjoys goes, I see you're a Man of Culture as well. And every game. But yeah. This game came out in 2015, Will.
Mm-hmm. It was on my backlog for one of the Humble Bundles, and I believe the Humble Bundle was Jingle Jam.
You know, Lazy Bum Games have not
Mhm.
made anything since this, right?
It's because they're
Might have been
lazy
too lazy.
bums.
Why?
Good reason. I think they're
Michael
doing
said
us all a favour.
his review, the review he saw said 5.5 out of 10. They must have been drunk. So it's very good to me. I like flying. You can blow stuff up eventually.
The last
Even then,
update they did was 15th of February 2015.
Christ.
Not too long ago then.
I mean, you can probably see how long it's been on my my backlog then. Just sitting there, just feeling embarrassed for itself that it even exists.
They were banking on you for the feedback.
Yeah.
You let
One
them down,
person's
lad.
playing
Oh,
our
God.
game. They can
Oh.
feedback.
Oh God, we're gonna get hate tweets back from, aren't we? You just don't know the full experience. You've not played it properly.
Well, they obviously can go to at Tom Merritt.
For our complaints department at Reverse Pro Gamer.
I will eagerly forward them on.
So I also played and completed 99 Bidders, which is the side-scrolling beat 'em up. I don't know, is it based on like a comic or something? Because it seems to be. There seems to be a company called 99 Bidders around. If anybody knows.
don't
Oh, I
know.
thought you said 99 biddies.
I originally thought it said 99 bid yards, but then I looked at it again and went, oh wait, no. It's a fun little beat 'em up. It's good on the easy mode. It's a little, well, it's actually quite a bit trickier on medium because me and Gio tried go for it and we couldn't complete it. So there's that. But as a multiplayer, think Streets of Rage, think Double Dragon, think Final Fight, and yeah, it's quite an enjoyable little game. Well worth a couple of hours playthrough. Really is well worth, because you can actually build your characters up. Now, their abilities stay with you if you start a new game, but your coins obviously will reset to 0, so you have to re-go again as well as your lives. But yeah, well worth a play. Finally finished Word Wheel by Pogi.
Yay! All those words.
Yeah. Including the well-known psst.
Little psst.
Yeah,
How many S's are in that? 3?
only 2.
Oh, I disagree with that. Is that an American
Correct
spelling?
Yeah, yeah.
See, no, I would have always spelt it with 2 instead of 3.
Well, I mean, it's supposedly it's one of those words where the volume is based on intensity. So the more S's, the more
True.
intense your psting is.
True.
This is
So I honestly think you're taking the psst right now.
Mhm. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, if I
PlayStation
got that
really
word, I'd be
capitalised
pissed
on it.
off.
I think we were very pissed off with that one. Sitting there like, what is this word? Type it in. It's like,
And-
okay.
Fem loved me playing it because my passive aggressiveness came out whenever someone got the words wrong. I just used to sit there and go, well, there's just two things wrong with this. One, it's 5 letters, not 4. And 2, it needs to have an S in it. I mean, you don't want to say members of security are as thick as you, because getting people to help me on this one, because this is a thickie right here when it comes to anagrams. I freely admit that, but it doesn't look well if you start calling community. So you just have to be careful what you say. That gives any help.
Yep.
But it was a fun thing to do. It's a nice way to interact with you all with this, because then we're doing something where we're just getting through it together. It's an experience, like the new one that we're playing, Just a Phrase, where it's like it's Hangman, but you don't have 3 lives, and then if you get how many ever lives Hangman is for yourselves, but it doesn't work like that. You just get told, oh, that letter's not in there, and just carry on until you get the phrase. But one of the words in the phrase is deliberately misspelled. So that can throw people off. And J-Dub was getting through it yesterday. J-Dub was just sitting there, and it's like, yeah, it's this one. It's this phrase. And it's this phrase.
With it.
He's an absolute beast with this sort of stuff.
I used to be really good at that kind of stuff, and then my brain stopped working, and every time I look at things like that now, I hate it. I blame Fallout. I blame Fallout's hacking minigame. It took me a very long time to understand it, because you have to match up words that have a certain amount of letters that are the same. Like, you have loads of words on the screen. You pick a word, and it says likeness to the password, and it gives you a number for how many letters are the same as the password, and you have to pick the right word from that, and it broke my brain. It's so simple. I felt so stupid because I didn't understand it for an hour, and people in chat were just screaming at me.
Yeah.
But now it's the simplest thing, and I feel so dumb that I didn't get it.
That's how Pogi makes you feel when you're playing their stuff. And there's another one that I'll be doing afterwards called Word Maze, which again is like Snake, but with words. You can't cross over the letters, you can't use them twice. But that one, once this Just a Phrase is done, we'll be moving on to that. And I tried a little bit of that this week. Played some Tricky Towers with Robin. Got my ass handed to me by Robin. Played some Rocket League with Robin and J-Dub, which is a lot of fun. We did have a couple of really nice games, really close games, really tight sort of scoring games, and then we had ones where we got absolutely dropped. Then we sort of turned up and went, oh shit, we're going to get beat. But
it's always good when you go from a game that you're doing amazingly at, and then the next match you just get rinsed.
Yeah.
It's cool. Thanks.
You think, is it fluke? Are you actually fluking how well you played that game? And it's it turns out yes. Turns out yes, you were. You do actually suck.
You start thinking, yeah, I'm getting good at this. I can beat other people. And then next game, oh no, never mind. It was just dumb luck. Emphasis on the dumb.
But it's kind of been that sort of way with games like that this week. I mean, I played, the Champion of Champions snooker, got 4-1 drubbing. So since I put the AI up, it seems to have gone completely wrong for us on that. Crashes Are Us, Dirt Rally 2 stages. Dougie, you beat me.
Did I?
Yeah, you beat me in this one. The final stage.
I think you crashed.
No, I didn't. I was just really poor. I mean, the first couple of stages in this event, I was a few seconds ahead of you, and I was gaining time, and then it just fell apart in the last stage with the rain. So you have won, good sir. In that championship, you beat me, but Colin smashed us all. So on this next,
not pleased.
I mean, I went into the Crashes Are Us stuff saying, look, I played Dirt Rally 2 at EGX and I was no good at it. So I went in with no illusions of me winning this, It just turns out how bad I am. It's actually become glaring in the past couple of weeks. So I may take a week off.
I don't mind that because I don't mind with the being in the little mini. It's fine because it's not too fast. But as soon as you stick me in they pick the the Subaru Imprezas, as soon as I touch the accelerator, I'm off the other side and down the hill.
Yeah, the rear wheel drive cars where no matter how much you turn, whether you just slight adjustments of the steering wheel and your back end is like, oh, we're on ice, are we? Woo! Way round we go. Just doesn't make sense, but yeah, so there was that, and then in the idiot move from Lard for the week, I played a bit of Forza 7. And there was an endurance race, so just one endurance race I wanted to try. Now, with endurance races, there's two things you really must keep an eye on that I didn't.
Endurance.
Yeah.
Go figure.
One, your tyres, because they wear out, and two, your fuel, because that also drains and you use it. I thought this is going to be just 23 laps, not a problem. 1 hour's worth of driving, done, no problem at all. Yeah, I ran out. I started seeing my tyres go off, and I was not taking corners as well anymore. I thought, oh, I'm going to have to go into pits, then, aren't I? And then I couldn't because I ran out of fuel at the bottom of the hill. It's like,
Oh no.
Oh dear.
just one of those times, and Robin is a witness to this because Robin and Jay were on like voice chat with me at this moment in time. It
was a dark time.
It was just very sort of, oh dear. And then finally it was quite a bit of The Last of Us Part 2, which is an amazing game. I see the people petitioning about it, wanting it remade, because there's a moment in it that is very powerful, very changing, but I like it the way they did it and why they did it. So
Well, there'll always be people that are mad about everything. Like, so what?
Yeah, it's just, Jesus
Deal with
Christ.
When you're done with the
If you
game,
don't like it, don't like it.
Because
Mhm.
I've done the thing where it wasn't a game I was going to buy, so I have watched the 10 hours of cutscenes.
Yeah.
So I know how the game finishes, and I know all the stuff. When you're done with it, we'll discuss it, because I have some thoughts on this thing.
Yeah.
And it's not... I'm neither good... I'm neutral on it, neither happy nor sad with it. This coming from a guy who obviously played Death Stranding. So... But we'll talk about it, because I have some ideas on this, and I almost want to see if I'm reading it the right way.
I don't think I've got there then. Well, from what you've said.
Oh no, 15 hours in, you've passed it, unless you've done it on really hard difficulty. It's
Out of context.
All right.
Ready for out of context comment? Does it involve a golf club?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
No,
That's
I
the
want
out-
to know.
Spoiler: there's a golf club in The Last of Us Part 2.
Yes. I think that's
no, they
like
still
that's
have
the
golf
most I can
carts.
the most vague I can be about anything in that game.
Because
Well,
Tim
you've
did the same
completely
thing
ruined
to me
Sidestep that
yesterday.
landmine
Where it was.
beautifully.
You've completely ruined it for me now. I know there's a golf club in it.
Yep.
Don't
Don't
need to
play
buy
it
that game.
But so
I am
far,
now
I would say it's
heartbroken.
my game of the year.
Interesting.
And
That's what I would say.
I would say yes as well at the moment.
The golf with us too.
Yay.
The Last of US.
How did you discover the new Tiger Woods game?
Golf with friends.
Yeah. Tiger Woods runs away from his ex, and she swings a golf club at him. So, are we down to shout outs and pimp outs then?
We are.
Mm-hmm. And we'll let the guests do their any shout outs and pimp outs that they would like. So let us start with Letitia.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it would be funny if we did them all at once and just make a cacophony of noise that no one can understand. But you know,
do
we
that.
could be professional, I guess.
Episode stuff.
Okay, everybody. 1, 2, 3. No. So, I have a Twitch channel. Go figure. It's twitch.tv/Letitia Lemon. I stream there on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday evenings at 7 p.m. BST. At the moment, on Tuesdays, I'm playing Invisible Ink. Thursdays are Stranger Things, and Fridays are Fallout Friday, because puns. And that's pretty much it at the moment. Most of the voice acting stuff I'm doing has already come out. So I don't really know what to say about that. But hey, Fallout London and Fallout 5.0 and Almiere, they're all things I do voices in. So listen out for me there.
And that game that's also out at the moment? It was released...
Yes, and The Complex, which is made by Little Jade Productions. It's an interactive movie kind of thing where I am a passenger on the tube. So didn't really have to do much acting there.
Did you just record yourself going to work?
How did you know?
Real method acting, I can
authentic.
guess.
Yeah, I was just about to say very method.
Oh yeah, I've had the 3 years of method acting for that one. I was born to play that role.
That's great for them because they wouldn't even have to add in the, like the whooshing sound of the tube as a sound effect. So they would literally just have that in the recording.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no soundscaping needed.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm surprised you would have whooshing going on. You could actually hear the person, the actions going on. Because normally when you're on a tube and you hear that, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What? I can't, it's too noisy, what?
So
Yep.
it's not just me.
So, John,
But yeah, that's it for me.
what would you like to pimp out?
Yo. Well, you can catch me on the old Twitcheroonies. I'm sure a few of you already have been there on twitch.tv/JohnS3 because we always need to know the full web address, don't we? I am playing Paper Mario Color Splash as mentioned on Mondays and Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. British summertime because it is summer. But also, I just want to give a shout out this weekend. TC Loves Games is doing her 24-hour charity stream, so do pop along to that and donate if you can because she's doing it for a lovely cause, Dementia UK, and yes, she's a lovely person as well.
No worries. Robin, Crafty Rebel. Pimp out some shoutouts.
I mean, obviously, shout outs to you guys and to all the guests today for being awesome, for inviting me on here, and generally being a fun bunch to be around. As for pimp outs, there's not a massive lot going on. If you want to follow me, it is twitch.tv/craftyrebel. I do actually have a follower goal going on at the moment, where if I get 200 followers, at some point, I don't really have an end to that one, but I will actually be playing Bendy and the Ink Machine, which, given what I've said previously on this podcast about me liking horror games, I figured that was probably going to be a good one for people to want to watch because I will be screaming a lot.
You're in for a treat with
It's a
that
good
one.
game.
Yeah,
It's a good game.
I've seen a bit of it and it was scary enough, so I'm playing through it. It's gonna be
So basically,
good.
everyone make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to see me scream my lungs out on stream, go ahead and give me a follow. Yeah, I do streams 5 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and usually I will switch those up. But I do crafting on Fridays now, and then various games on the other 2 days. But yeah, I think that's all of my shilling for today.
Nice. Chris, do you have any shoutouts?
All our lovely guests right here.
Perfect.
Hey.
Dougie?
Yeah, you'll find me at the Reverse Pro Gamer on Twitch, and it's Dougie, the Reverse Pro Gamer, on the YouTubes. And at the moment, I'm still on furlough, which could end in the next couple of weeks. I actually go back to work after 3 months
Bloody hell.
sitting at home. I'll make sure my uniform still fit. Yeah, at the moment I'm streaming Monday, Tuesday. I'm doing Last of Us, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. UK time, and then Wednesdays are sort of like a first look. So if I get given any games or whatever, I'll be doing that. Thursdays, I'll have something, but I generally don't know what it is at the time. And then Friday, we generally do Multiplayer Madness at usually around about 6 o'clock. And any of the community wants to come along and play.
Cool. James, me on Mucker. Do we have any?
I'll let you handle it. I'm Mr. Technical.
So we want to thank everybody who's joined us today. We want to thank Dougie, we want to thank Robin, John, and Letitia for joining us on the milestone that is 200, and we start year 5.
Woo! 200.
That's just amazing how quickly it's gone.
It's crazy to think about. I remember you telling me about it like right at the start. It doesn't feel like 4 years ago.
It really doesn't. It just really doesn't. So we want to thank everyone who has been a part of the first 4 years. Because without you guys, we potentially wouldn't be here, or we would be here, but we'd be just talking to ourselves. So you've got that. We've also going to have a vote up for the next Free Play Friday, because we've got to look at that. So we've got to potentially add a couple more games to that, including PUBG, because we know we have it.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
It's not Fortnite.
Is it better or worse?
Sadly,
than
it falls in the list. I did add roller derby to it.
Yeah.
While we were talking, so that's added in.
So we'll have to do our free choices for that. We also want to thank chat as well for being here today, for putting up with us for the past few hours. Thank you very much. Also, I just want to say there's been a lot of bad in the world happening over the past few weeks. And hopefully today we've given you some sort of distraction, because people have been affected by it in some form or fashion. It doesn't matter whether it's big or small. It can have a bad effect on us mentally. So hopefully today we've done something to make your lives a little bit brighter.
And now go see TC Loves Games, because that's who we're rating.
Yay!
Woo!
So there we go. That started, everybody.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me on, guys. It's been lovely.
Yes,
Thank you for having us all here. It's been lovely having a catch up with you all.
Yeah, here's to the next 200.
Yeah, 4 more years. 4 more years.
4 more years.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the raid. Have fun. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.